You hear there's unlucky people, Maze?
We're live.
Did you hear the guy that survived 9/11 attack got killed in that? What are the odds of that, huh? It's like they're coming right after him.
Final destination. I just sent you guys the... Oh my goodness. I just sent you guys the rundown. What's up, everybody? Man, we finished The Handmaid's Tale second season, and can I just tell you, I'm so glad we finished at 8 o'clock, because I was asleep. I mean, I've been dragging, trying to, it's just hard to go to sleep. You like, I could just watch 15 more minutes.
15 minutes, huh?
Stating attacks.
China's economy minister, Vice Premier Liu He, will visit Washington at the end of the month for 2 days of talks aimed at the terror.
Yesterday, the way the levels were set in the back was perfect. Like, for my headphones and for me hearing, I don't know what it was. Maybe I just need to do that every time, because I used to have to pull my headphones out to try and get it to be stereo or to be the right way. So whatever we had it set for yesterday.
Yeah, it always works better to keep it on her side lower and then make it louder in here. When you move, it won't have noise.
Ooh. This is a very robust show. I'm pretty excited. This should be like I'm pretty enthused about all the topics. It is wonderful.
By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away.
There she is.
Make the free call now. 800.
Good morning.
Juanito. Wake up! Everybody.
It's dark when you leave. It's dark when you come home at night. I know this. It's cold outside.
Right down there.
It's winter in northern Illinois, and that means your
What'd you get? What's your order?
I just get
Good morning.
Budget billing allows you to pay a predetermined amount each month. Your energy bills consistent throughout the year. Another great way to control your energy bill is to sign up for high usage alerts. Get alerts by email, text, or phone when your energy usage is trending higher than normal. Comment can help you beat the winter blues, but they can help you manage your energy bill. Learn more at comment.com/alert.
Yeah, no.
I'm about to do it anyway. You know, let me get. I'm going in there now. Cancel. She needs to stop. I really just despise this commercial. I really do. This commercial with this Laquan is like, it's just so disingenuous. And then your girl trying to be on the news yesterday saying, I'm not Ed Burke's candidate. I'm not endorsed. I didn't have a fundraiser at his house. Rod, you had your wedding there. Susanna Mendoza. I was, as she was. How many of us have them?
You know, I know, growing up, you know, you come across, you being a white guy from suburbia, all right?
Where are you from?
Bridgeview, that's where I grew up, okay? But...
You closer than Roland.
Yeah, that's where I live now, so...
He said that's where he live now.
That's because we steady. How many people? Let me stop. You ready? Are you ready this morning? Because you know I got the Collins. I'll be Collinsing it all day.
I'm like in my thinking, going back to my 20s and early 30s, you know, and I can't tell you how many Susanna Mendozas I've known. Women that talk and act to me it's almost like a South Side trait.
You think so?
She's not from the South Side.
No, but what really pisses me, the other part is I be feeling like she dissing the crib, acting like she from Chicago when you know you from the crib.
She from home?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I did not realize that. So
Now it makes sense.
now it all makes sense. I mean, I mean that's a little bit more southwest suburbs. I was thinking like right outside the city sound. You know, like Palos Hills, Orland, you know, Summit, Hickory Hills. That's too funny, Maze. I didn't realize that.
Yep. She grew up in Bolingbrook, and it really drives me nuts. Like when you see that, commercial, it's like she's like, that's not what your neighborhood look like, and she make it seem like she moved to another place. Okay.
20 minutes in from I-8094 to the Ryan, light traffic along I-57 and Drive. Turning to the Stevenson, that inbound trip starting off with 40 minutes from I-355 to the Drive outbound to Spine. You're looking at a 33-minute trip over to Eisenhower from Thorndale to the Jane Byrne interchange. Outbound, no problems there. The inbound Kennedy, do look out for an accident. It's just before Harlem, not affecting your travel times because traffic's still pretty light as you make your way outbound along the Kennedy. Pretty much still moving along at the posted speed. Cloudy and cold this morning. Temperatures right around 30 degrees. We're looking at 30 in South Shore, 30 in Midland, and 30 here in Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Vanessa on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
It's on.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Maze Jackson on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Rise and shine. Wake up. Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Call 773-591-1690.
No.
SAID.
I'm about to go live. What?
Mason.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me today, she's back in the building. It's Miss Wine T. Wine, how you feeling this morning?
Sleepy.
Hey, let me tell you something. Don't interrupt me during my introduction again.
Is that what that was?
That's what, right. You, all right, man, let me tell you what. You asked me what I give you. You know, I got a time. You mess up my timing. It's the WVON Morning Show. That's my girl. It's my cousin. She back in the building doing her thing. It is Miss Wine T. Now, y'all know what? We got to do our thing in the morning, so I got to say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom? Annette, how you feeling today?
Thursday. This is Friday Eve, so I'm pretty excited.
Annette, are you I'm trying to see, is that a reflection, or are you representing something underneath that hat?
Just one of my sports caps.
Okay. I thought.
I don't want to give them their name until they advertise on the stage.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's that. I was like, I thought I saw something is in my. I think it's some of my thing. It seemed like you got like a thing going on back there. Okay.
Oh, my do-rag under my cap.
That's Annette. Now see, I didn't even know you had a do rag. Annette.
You know, it's a silk scarf. I'm just saying.
Okay, so don't have.
So that it doesn't break my hair.
Oh, so is that like a upgraded version of a bonnet?
No, it's a do-rag.
She got a do-rag. Hey, y'all, look, that Annette keeping it real on the morning show. That super official voice. Now, you know we can't get this soul plane up in the air without saying what's up to the musical conductor of the soul plane. Gotta say what's up to Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling tired. Can I just say, if your kids are sick, leave them at home so my kid doesn't get sick, please?
Man, let me tell you, that is the sick kid thing. Woo! And then it's like a wave. It's like a wave of sickness, and then it's like the kid gets sick, then you get sick, and then you be like, man, if I see somebody sniffling when they walking in the door, that's why I got my own mic cover. I'll be like, I am going to make sure. You guys certainly do. Without a doubt. Have you seen, I know how much I spit when I talk. Now, can you imagine 3 more shows a day? You know how many times? See, so I'd be like, at least it's my spit.
Well, at least this one don't smell, so.
Yeah. It's hard to make metal stink. Hey.
Them church mics.
Oh, them church mics be funk. They be funkalicious. All right, look, we gotta get the soul plane up in the air. Sonya, let's get this thing to 50,000 feet and let's get this morning show cracking. All right. Let me tell you what. So I'm going to start with this story because it's been all over the news. You probably have been there because, you know, you fancy. Have you ever been to Alinea?
Yeah.
See? Now, if you've been to Alinea, then you know. Like one time I went to Alinea a long time ago on a sucker move. Like somebody was like, you want to go to Alinea? I'm like, sure.
You didn't know what it was.
That mug's $700 a person.
You don't even know what you're going to eat.
You don't even know what you're going to eat. It's $700 a person. Yeah. Now, check this out. The owner of Alinea saw what happened with the Clemson football team and offered via Twitter to bring all of them there and have a meal on him. And he said to show them what a real national champion should be like.
That was the one time I wanted to be a football player. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, that's huge.
So that's huge, but I think, can I tell y'all what? Because everybody was running around clapping and and they was like, oh, how wonderful is it? And then everybody got in on the act, and I said, that's the biggest PR stunt ever. Let me just be clear. Football players, especially at places like Clemson, get treated like royalty.
Football players get treated like royalty at any big university.
Okay, so let's just be clear, first of all, and their national championships. Them Big Macs didn't hurt them. You want to impress me, Mr. Alinea? Go feed the people under Wacker Drive. Right now, I'm just saying. Here's the thing, because we all applauding, and we all going like, oh, he told Trump. He showed him. And my thing is, it's like, bro, it's homeless people all around you. Do you know how, this is national now. Like, it's all over the country. He gets all the free PR at the benefit of Trump. And even if he does pay for the meal, he got way more.
We don't know if he's doing stuff for the homeless without saying. I think this was more public because it did seem like a thing of disrespect, candlelit Big Macs. So I think they probably do other work.
Well, let me tell you, they said it was all gone within an hour. Nobody? Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Have you ever had a college kid? Have you ever seen a college kid? Because if you got a college kid, whatever you put on the table, they're going to eat it.
They're definitely going to eat.
I'm telling you. So I'm just saying, we got way bigger priorities. You want to impress me, Mr. Alinea? Because I know everybody, and everybody. I bet. Right, you want to impress me. I'm hungry. But can I tell you, I went to Alinea, though. Man, it was like, hold on. This right? You mean it's $100 for this? half a shrimp right here. Oh, you tripping, dog. Oh, you tripping. And boy, you want to talk about a mug at the end like.
You were hungry after.
I was like, can we stop at McDonald's? It's the WVON Morning Show. Okay, can I say something? Y'all are going to get mad at me. But the persecution of R. Kelly continues. Now, I am going... What is this I'm hearing? What is it? What is this? Somebody is playing... Okay. I am hearing... the persecution of R. Kelly. Now, I am 100% not on the R. Kelly team, and I still think it's some people out here that need to be getting their butts whooped. But that's a whole different story. But I do believe that right now, everybody is trying to capitalize on the movie, on the documentation. So now the City Department of Building Inspectors are going into the building to go after him. I don't think that we need the government to deal with R. Kelly. I think your personal responsibility needs to deal with R. Kelly. I think R. Kelly can have his studio. If you fools are running over there, still running up, we need to be in a place where nobody wants to deal with him, as compared to having the government go regulate it, right? Like, because right now, if he does 17, 17, 18, 18, that's all legal. What we have to do is identify who are going to be the predators and the enablers in our community and then unempower them. Not so much this whole, so now you got the building department of city inspectors going in and all that. Where's our own? I was watching them videos from this weekend of him appearing and people talking about I survived R. Kelly at the concerts, grabbing, doing all that stuff. It's like, we have to... I don't think we always need the police to police us or to police ourselves. Juan, you got a different opinion. Go ahead.
This whole situation, like people, everybody's known about R. Kelly from a long time ago. And I just have from people saying, from their camps, people in their camps were seeing that, but people don't understand in entertainment, you sign all kind of stuff. And I think the police getting involved. I think it's bigger than that. Like you said, I think us, individual parents, need to be that enforcement. I don't think the government should. I agree with you on that. Let's go to the traffic and the weather. We'll come back. We got more to talk about. It's Talk Chicago. Maze Jackson, Juan Teague. We'll be back.
More of the morning show.
Bam! So, with the R. Kelly thing, I think that as long as he has a safe haven in the community, then all of the rest of this is like, we kind of look, I don't want to say we look foolish, but I do think like the city inspectors going into the building when they knew it was there forever, I think that's a bit much. I think that I think that if there was such outrage for R. Kelly, I think that that's at least in the black community, that's an internal issue that should be dealt with. I think that, like how the Dayton game, if that's true, like what happened with the Dayton game.
What happened at the Dayton game?
Apparently, R. Kelly appeared at the Dayton game, and then the next day the city came and checked the license, checked all the licenses, they stuff, but no. I think that you suffer the consequence. Now, here's what I do say. But see, I don't think the city should have shut it down. I think that concerned whoever's should have said, the brother should have said he can't come. But I'm telling you, people want fame no matter how it comes. So
my point. But Rico Michael Jackson performed, and did you see the video that's going around?
Oh yeah, so it's viral.
It's on World Star too.
Yeah.
You know who Rico Michael Jackson is? He was on top of a van
while they were going
doing Michael Jackson while they were inspecting his place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because they knew all the world cameras would be there. And it's like, so.
And he got it.
And I feel like.
With his.
Like, it should just be like, R. Kelly should just not be welcome. Like, that's my thing. Like, when he comes to the door, you gotta be like, nah, dog, sorry. No, sorry. But if y'all be like, okay, come on, cause what club owner, you gotta be a ballsy mug. You gotta have some real principles. If you know that R. Kelly is desperate as hell, so he gonna sing and perform at your show, perform at your club, you gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you though. I would be like, I'm sorry, no. And I would be like, no, you can't come in. But that would be me standing on what I'm talking about. Right. Like, I feel like most people be like, turn off your phone.
That's not me.
Your phone, hey! That's him calling his own phone because he lost.
He's looking for it.
All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. What's going on? Who's rocking with us? What's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? All right, first of all, share the broadcast. Who is in the building? What up, Julia Lynette Hodges? What up, Dawn Johnson? What up, Berdella Walker? What up, Aunt Tennille? What up, President Steele? Y'all know I be having the, as the first gentleman, part of my job description includes watching the purse. What's up?
What up, Terry? Why you looking at the video?
This fool. Come on, you gonna ruin my you gonna kill my broadcast. No, seriously. They gonna cut it off and then it's gonna be 0, and then I'm gonna have to start all over.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
What up, Derek Rogers? What up, Terry? What up?
I did not go to bed till 3:30.
You knew you was coming here.
I couldn't go to
I don't have no. Hold on. I can't wait to get to school each day and wait for you to pass my way, and they'll start to ring. An angel starts to say, "Hey, that's the girl for you. So what are you gonna do? Hey, little girl, I love you so. All I do is think of you. Day and night, that's all I do. I can't get you off my mind. All the time, all the time." You are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting there with me is Juan Teague. Juan, I think Sonia Escobar is an old soul. She play music from the 80s and 90s like she knows something about that. And when she like a little baby too. Little baby back there trying to do her thing. Talk about some truth. What you know about truth? Remember when they had the tail and they did right, remember, I'm not souped. You think I'm ego tripping, but you know what? Y'all don't want none of that. All right, look. That is for all of my, you know what? To the people who graduated in the 80s and the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? This show is for you too. You know I gotta send a shout out to my seniors, and you know we gotta send a shout out to the millennials. But it's like, one, I feel like I finally kind of feel grown. Yeah. Right? Like, I think when I was a kid, I thought being grown, I remember being like a 10-year-old, be like, man, when I'm 18, I'm gonna be grown. Uh-huh. Then when I was 18, I was like, I don't feel grown. Right. Then I remember being like, wait till I turn 21. And then I still didn't feel grown. Then even after I had kids, I felt like, Dad. And now it's like, I feel like I'm finally coming into my own. And when I hear these songs and I hear this music, it just takes me back to like a great time. I feel like we had the best music, the best.
Well, you're doing like what grown people do now. Like, man, that was my jam. That's when you know you grown. When you be like, that was my jam.
You know what? I'll make my kids stand up in front of the TV. Sing this song when you was a baby. Remember your parents used to make you get up and perform? Man, you try and get your kids to perform now, they be looking at you like you're crazy. They be like, it's not on YouTube. Right. We gonna do us a whole show. Yeah, okay. See, that's why it's my cousin. See what I'm talking about? My cousin Juan is in the building. All right, check this out. Guys, you know what? I want to cover this, and I don't think we have enough time to do it today because we have an action-packed show. But this $800 million plan by Sterling Bay to build Lincoln Yards, I said this at the Publicity Club of Chicago, and I'm going to tell you one more time. The biggest bait and switch in the history of Chicago was this Amazon 2 headquarters deal. This Amazon 2 headquarters deal, as we went for it, they created this master plan to rebuild a city. They are calling it a city within the city.
Yeah.
In Lincoln Park. We were all thinking that they were doing this in the hopes of bringing Amazon 2. They could have cared less about Amazon 2. And now there is $1 billion plan about to go through on the north side. Think about this, y'all. Think about what the south side looks like, and they talking about they building a city within the city.
That's true.
And then it's the same. Now, let me just let you know that that city within the city, Negroes will not be welcome. Because Brian Hopkins is the same alderman who been saying, get the Negroes off the trains, get them out the malls after 7 o'clock. Brian Hopkins is turning downtown Michigan Avenue into a sundown town for black kids. And if you think he can think about it, they are building a city, skyscrapers, tall as things that are downtown, and he believes in a curfew for kids. Not the city curfew, but another curfew. You already know what it's like for black kids who are looking for safety and refuge. That city will be walled off. It will have rivers and all types of stuff. $800 million of city money going to a project or a development. And I'm super pro-development, but the concept of this happening is just really disconcerting to me. It's just a problem. Yeah, but that Amazon Go was that was a setup so that they had us thinking. So when you thought that was going to be the Amazon campus, you was all good with it.
Right.
Now they like, forget Amazon. We can build $1 billion project, and I'm going to just let it be. But Rom is trying to get it done. It's $1 billion gift. I always tell you people pay for their jobs in advance before they leave. They spend the tax. They pay for their job with our money. All right, I'm going to let that be. All right, let me move on. Shout out to the Chicago Sun-Times today for the full-page tribute to attorney and frat brother of mine, Randy Crumpton.
Yeah.
His funeral services will be this Saturday, 10 a.m. at Metropolitan Apostolic Community Church. Randy Crumpton did a lot. He was an attorney of all trades, but I think one of the things I remember, and he also was one of my fraternity brothers, but one of the things I remember most about Randy is his work with independent political candidates who were trying to make the ballot, which would probably be why he would be most significant in this space. But man, he was also one of the people that made the Chicago film industry go. When you think about the film tax credit, that was something that Randy and State Representative Ken Duncan put together as they tried to make Chicago what it eventually became, a hotbed for film and television production. So big shout out to the Chicago Sun-Times for that full-page spread.
Great man. He's my lawyer.
Yes. He was my lawyer on a few issues as well. 16 people killed in a suicide bomb in northern Syria, even as we continue to pull out. ISIS, I believe, has claimed responsibility for that bombing. Sears. Man, y'all, I used to have Robux. Man, Tough Skins, remember them? You ever had some Tough Skin jeans? Them jeans, Robux and some Tough Skin jeans, man, them jeans was made out of armor. Before there was Kevlar, there was Robux, Sears and Robux jeans and Tough Skins. Well, Sears, which was on the chopping block, has been saved yet once again after the former CEO, Eddie Lampert, came up with $5.1 billion to save the company. It'll keep 400 locations open, and approximately 50,000 jobs will be saved for now. How about your girl, Nancy Pelosi?
Oh! Yes!
Guess what?
I love it.
I'm going to tell you what. Trump going to be on TV. This going to be a State of the Union.
It's going to be one, but I love it. She's like, not on my floor.
Right. Okay, have y'all been watching The Handmaid's Tale? I keep telling y'all about this Handmaid's Tale. Y'all better stop messing with these people before they come in there and blow up the Congress. Man, that show got me going. I'm so glad I'm through watching this whole season because it was a mess. If you got Hulu, you have got to watch the Handmaid's Tale. It will have you up all night. All right. Before we get out of here, just before we go to break, they are saying that there's going to be up to 14 candidates in the mayor's race. 14 candidates in the mayor's race. Looks like Dorothy Brown may not make it, but Neil Sells Griffin may. If that be the case and there's 14 people on the ballot, how are we going to effectively make a decision on who to vote for? We're going to ask that as a social media question when we come back after news, traffic, and the weather.
I think I'm making sure because I think Randy's funeral is actually next week and they have it sometimes like this week.
Okay, well, let's find out.
I'm finding. I just. That's what I thought it was wrong.
What's up, y'all? Take a moment to share the broadcast. What up, Tammy Jackson? Oh, dang. The officers. Blue code of silence sentenced today.
Oh, that's today? I thought it was Friday.
That's Jason Van Dyke is Friday.
Oh,
today is the other guys. All right, what's up to...
yeah, the funeral is next week.
Okay.
I think sometimes I had it wrong because I read that too and I thought it was wrong.
What up, Anita Andrews Hutchinson? What up, Sharon Ugochi? What up, Tyrone Smith? What up, Julian Sample? What up, Harold E.K. Williams? What up, Regina Alexander? We haven't seen you in a while. What up, Richard Greenfield? What up, Terry? What up, Sharon? What up, Gloria Pittman? What up, Maurice Newman? What up, James Matthews Jr.? Alvin E. Norton? What up, Edward Steve? Edward, I'll call you in the morning. Call you today. Andre, I got caught up downtown yesterday. Let's catch up, me, you, and Tamiko. What up, Hassan El Amin? What up, Robin Patrice? What up, Henry Hagler?
Oh, that's my cousin.
It's your cousin?
Yes, in Tennessee.
Okay. Tennessee. What up, your boy T Smooth? What up, James Washington? What up, Craig Nash? What up, Susan Nyblack? What up, Deneen Cool? What up, Cornelius Brown? What up, Corliss? What up, Corliss? What up, Marcus Rogers? What up, Sonia Escobeezy? What up, Patricia Neal? What up, Dewan Russells? All right. Yeah, man. Y'all know, as the official first gentleman, I be on like purse watch detail. I be like, okay, don't you move, purse. I'm getting it good. I'm learning real good. So then I be like, okay, and then I stand by the chair. Like I put the purse, cause see, at first I was trying to figure out how do I do this and still be cool. So what I do is I get the purse and chair, and then I stand guard like this while she goes and be the president. And I know people be like, Maze! And I be like, I'm on guard right now. I'm on duty to be the president's gentleman, the first gentleman. So I'm sorry I'm not Maze Jackson right now. Can't talk. Protocol, baby! That's like, I be talking. What up, Cassie? What up, Daryl Stiff? I love that, the orator. I love being addressed as the orator, right? Especially, but I noticed, Daryl, that when I'm talking smack and you want me to talk smack back, then you go, you be like, orator. Perhaps you consider, but that's what, can I tell you what? I love the personality of the dead. I love the personality, and one of my favorite things is to go back and read the comments. I've been so busy lately, though, these last few days, that I have not had the opportunity to go back and check the comments. But I be seeing what y'all be saying.
This person's coming here, right? Somebody.
Who? We got people's comings today. Rendell's coming. Hey, y'all, we're going to talk some more about the water department and the racism that continues and retaliation. I think we need to talk about retaliation because there is a cost Man, did any, have you watched The Handmaid's Tale? Do you have Hulu?
No, you first had me watching Narcos. I'm not watching nothing.
Did you watch Narcos?
It was slow. I was watching the Mexico.
You gotta watch the first one.
I gotta grab my attention by the.
You gotta watch the first one then, because if you watch the first one,
what are you saying? What are you saying?
The Handmaid's Tale.
Hand.
HANDMAID'S
Okay.
It is about America all the women, not all the women. So America, the birth rate has dropped beneath like ridiculous, like only 1 in 6 children that are born live.
Mm-hmm.
So they are now rounding up all of the women that can have productive children, and they are putting them in like a harem for only like the very rich aristocracy.
What made you watch that?
Because everybody's watching it. And it was like everybody was talking about it. And I watched one episode with
Is it fiction?
It's like fiction right now.
Oh.
But you could be like you could see it happening, and then like now when you hear these stories and they talk about how for so long we didn't care about, like the fight was to have abortions, the fight was to, and it's like we go to a totalitarian society where people live in tiers. So like if you're like a man and you're in the ruling class, you kind of got everything. And then you have like your wife who kind of has everything but in a woman's place. Women can't read. They're not allowed to read. They're not allowed to disrespect. It's like an old time, like old school biblical. Last night, this dude, his wife couldn't have kids. So she really wrote the ideology of this whole new society that we lived in. And her husband was like the weak link. And she was like, get your ass up there. You make him do it. So then he starts believing the shit. Yesterday, man, he cut her finger off. She got to talking crazy.
I hope he's not ruining it for those who are watching Hula and
Hulu.
He's telling y'all Hulu. He's telling y'all the whole thing just happened. That's just the buzzkill right there.
Because you gotta see why she got her finger cut off. Shoot, they be plucking eyeballs out. Think about it. Look, when you one of the handmaids and you talk smack, like the penalty for reading is you lose a finger. It used to be a head. Like if you talk smack, like one girl didn't do what she said, they plucked her eyeball out, and then like she still got auctioned off and had to have babies with one eye. And it's like, check it out. This like the women who can't have babies act like they're pregnant while the girls are really having the baby. It's crazy as hell, but like I'm telling you, Carrie be crying like damn near every night when we watch it. Cause she be like, I can't believe I'm like it's a TV show.
Oh Lord. I know, spoiler alert.
Yeah. You come and go. You come and go. Come. You got the camera. Remember, it's a delay. The camera's on you.
Oh, it is.
Right now, it's a delay.
Oh.
Loving be easy if you're coming to light my dreams.
What?
Red, gold, and green.
What?
Red, gold, and green.
I never knew the verse.
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Sitting in with me, as she will be for the rest of the show, it is Miss Juan T. Juan, how you feeling this morning?
I'm good. I'm starting to wake up.
You starting to wake up? You told me you was out till 3:30 last
No,
night.
I didn't go to sleep till 3:30.
Why? You couldn't wait to get here to the morning show.
I am scared I was gonna oversleep, and so then I get anxiety, and then I can't fall asleep. Then I want to take a Benadryl, and then I'm like,
No, you take a Benadryl. No, I don't take the
So
Benadryl.
I just stayed up.
We was talking about Benadryl yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
parents take Benadryl for them crying babies on the plane, please.
Yes.
Because, good Lord, it's inevitable. I get on the 5 o'clock soul plane, right, to see. You be like... All right. Hey, y'all, you know what I forgot to mention? Blue Code of Silence. We could see literally in the next 2 days the Blue Code of Silence in Chicago really be put on its rear end. Today, the sentencing of the 3 cops that were accused of lying to protect Jason Van Dyke, they will be sentenced. I didn't realize that when they moved the sentences. How crazy was it that it's going to be back to back? And then tomorrow, Jason Van Dyke is due to be sentenced. Today is Thursday.
Today Thursday?
So Thursday and Friday. Right, see how it goes? That's what happened when you take a day off. See, then you took 2 days off. So you 2 days off all on Facebook and Instagram talking about some, I'm here at the party. I seen you somewhere everywhere. It was amazing. You know what? I have been to every gubernatorial inauguration since 2000, since Rod Blagojevich. That was probably the most excitement that I've seen in a while. And I think it really was because the Democrats took the governorship back. I think it was a little bit smaller celebration because it used to be that they were all combined. So the legislature and the General Assembly would be getting sworn in together. So it would be a much bigger affair than they would have at University of Illinois Springfield. So it was kind of a little, it was different. It was just a different experience. Let me move on though, because I got to get to the social media question of the day. The Sun-Times is reporting that Neil Sales Griffin, who was a virtual unknown, may make the ballot while perennial candidate, by successful candidate Dorothy Brown may be off the ballot for mayor. But regardless, we're looking at a field of approximately 14 candidates who will be on the ballot. And with a field like that, we'll really have very few opportunities to meet or discuss or find out about them, and especially with less than 50 days to the election. So let me give you a sense of how this would work. With 14 candidates in a 2-hour debate, 2 hours, which you're not getting on TV.
Right.
That would give us the opportunity to hear from every candidate approximately 8.7 minutes. Now cut that in half because the debate is really going to be an hour.
Right.
Right? So now you're looking at what? 8.7, so 5.3, something like that, minutes per debate. Really, you don't get an opportunity to know that much about a candidate. Right. And I know everybody likes to, because I know we got all these, like now this politics is the new in thing. So everybody is a political expert. Everybody got a political opinion. But the fact of the matter is, very few people are going to read the white papers. Very few people are going to go to the websites and then download the policy discussions. So it ultimately is going to come down to a popularity contest.
It will, yeah.
So my social media question of the day is, how can we effectively choose a mayor with 14 candidates in the race? Now, people don't like to hear this, but it's going to come down, a big chunk of this is going to come down to money. Why? Because money allows you to get your message out. Now, your message, I would bet you if you laid out all the mayoral messages, they're going to boil down to 3 things. I'm going to get you better city services. I'm going to get you better education, right? And I'm going to deal with public safety. That's what all mayoral campaigns boil down to. No matter how they write it up.
But then I always want to say, when you say better, then what is better?
So how are you going to find that out with 14 candidates?
Exactly.
So now I'm asking y'all to be real with yourselves. Because, we got all the political pundits, people running around talking about some, yes, and I am going to change the TIFs, and I am going to handle the pension crisis. 3 things people are going to be voting on. Now, most people don't know about the pension. They know they don't want to pay no more taxes.
Right.
So for all of our people out here, and I'm just being honest right now, what are you going to make your decision for mayor based on? So think about Rahm Emanuel. Rahm only ran against Gary Chico his first time, right? He didn't go to any community forums. Remember, he said, I'm going to bus stops and grand openings. And he walked right on into the office. Y'all gave it to him, right? Next election, he really didn't have to come. He didn't go to your door. He didn't come to your community. He just did his thing. You elected him again, but you talk smack. People talked about Mayor Daley there's still very few people that I could tell you that would tell you that they supported Mayor Daley. The second Mayor Daley.
Right.
But he kept getting more and more and more black votes. So now I'm just trying to help y'all. I'm trying to get y'all to help me understand. With 14 candidates, 14, even if you just go black, how many you got on the black? You got Amara, you got LaShawn, you got Reverend Willie Wilson, you got Neil Sells Griffin, you right now you got Dorothy Brown. That's 5 right there. Who else? Did I miss somebody?
Is that was Jamal on there or no?
Jamal Green went. I did Amara. Who you talking about, Sonia? Say. Oh, Lori Lightfoot and the Queen Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
So you got 7 black candidates out of the 14. How you picking? What you picking on?
You say picking, it just
Picking. You know, 2 of them candidates need a pick. I think 2 of them candidates get up in the morning and pick out their curly furrows.
You're so wrong.
Let me go to the phones. Johnny, if this is my man Johnny and you ain't got my ribs, I might not let you stay on this line.
I want to publicly challenge you to a ribeye cook-off, man.
You don't want none of that.
Let's upgrade it, man.
You don't want no parts. You don't want no parts.
And you just missed some ribs the other day, man.
Johnny, why every time I talk to you, you just made some ribs? Why every time I talk to you, I just missed some ribs the other day?
I just missed it. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I'm going through, and to Juan, you and Juan, I'm going through a merciless process of elimination. And didn't you say early voting is supposed to start?
Early vote, they're gonna start it in February.
I'm ready to vote right now, man.
Who you got?
Who you want?
Well, I mean, all right. Ballas, Chico, and Daley seem to be the reason we are currently where we are. So I got to lop them off. That's just my take on this.
Okay.
Who else? I'm missing someone else who's why we're here.
What factor?
McCarthy. McCarthy's why we're here
Okay.
as well. So I got to lop them off like a bunion or with a boil or whatever. So who's left? You got Dr. Wilson doing some hardcore stuff. Tony Preckwinkle's been, city official, county, and Amara. And that's the wild card because that $400,000. And here's what I would suggest, Maze, and tell me what you think. Why don't they throw, meaning Amara, a big early voting rally where you get in free with your voter badge or badge?
Because there's going to be some sort of something. Remember, they tried to make that an issue before.
Well,
but I think
I would
that's
flip the script if I were her. I mean, but that's where we're at. That's the 3 that I see as viable, and that's it all, man.
Okay, I think you're in a good space. Let me tell you me. I'm going to say that if you are Burke involved, you are already cut off. Now, let me not say Burke involved, because Gary Chico's still in the game with me, because he was honest. We done busted Susanna and Tony lying through their teeth. Like, remember she said it was 10,000, then it was 116, and we still got to go get some more. Stop Chicago. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show.
You got the
with
camera.
Mace Jackson coming up.
I got
On the
it.
talk of Chicago.
I'm about to go tell them I want another clip. Go ahead. You got the camera.
Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to wake up. They asked me yesterday. Let's see. All this politics, I don't be ready for it yet. What y'all doing today? I don't know why I thought today was Wednesday. It's Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Oh, Lord. James Williams, good morning. All for one and one for all. I like that. I'm going to have to use that one. I'm going to have to steal that one. I'm going to have to hashtag that one. I'm going to have to steal that one from you. Oh, boy. But that is good. You guys should definitely go and probably look at their platforms because it's not going to be enough commercial time. It's not going to be enough to really learn who these candidates are. I'm changing these chairs because it felt like I was super low. Oh yeah, that's much better. Let's see. You find out what clip you want?
I sure did.
Mayor Amara has a pleasant ring to it. 10 King. Are you even listening to hashtag by Tony?
Oh, they whooping Tony. They whooping on Tony. So I think the $400,000. So people got mad at me yesterday, but I think
Why they get mad at you?
because I be telling them what I think. What I think is the $400,000.
Oh, that chance game?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Hold on. Okay. Ooh. So I think that Chance giving the $400,000, I think it was a roundabout way of securing Amara's endorsement in the runoff. I don't think that. So in this, when a 14-person race, you have to clear yourself of the clutter, right? Like you have to be able to distinguish yourself. You have to break through the noise. I think that to us, $400,000 seems like a lot of money. I think the rates are going to be at a premium because it's an election. So let me give you an example. One spot on Channel 7 during Blackish is like $25,000, right? So if you try to go broadcast, you're going to get whooped.
Oh, yeah.
So if you try to go cable with it, right, then you got to really define a niche and will you be able to get the spread. Plus then if you think about your lawn signs costing, let's say, $1 each at a minimum. Plus then the people to put them out, plus the field, that $400,000 goes very, 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 very quickly. And so I think that when you saw Jamal Green go back to Ken Bennett and SEIU and Tony, he took the small deal. I feel like that was the small deal. If Tony Preckwinkle makes the runoff against anybody else, where does Amara go? With Chance, right? If I gave you $400,000, I'm going with the person. And Tony's trying to be in a space where at the end of this, if she makes the runoff, she will have the black young people come to her. And so Chance, where does Chance go in a runoff? In a broad race, he can be with Amara. Once it thins down to 2 people and say it's Tony, is he going with, say it was Bill Daley and Tony Preckwinkle, right? Bill Daley might go to Amara and say, hey, you could be the deputy mayor, and you can be and I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom. Tony Preckwinkle probably won't offer that, but she'll have in her kitty the Chance thing and the big donation. So I think that was an investment because it was enough to get you out there, but not enough to make you, oh, it's money. And where's what new? Gracious, your lovely faces. Money day. L-O-V-E. Thank for you, baby. Thank for you, baby. Is that Michael Cooper? You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Wantique. What is that? That's I Got a Thing for You. Is that Michael Cooper? I got a thing for you, baby. I
didn't even know that song.
Was that Michael Cooper? Who was it? I got a thing for you. You know, I feel like that's all right. You know what? You'll get it from me in a minute. It's the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. Hey, y'all, check it out. I want to let you know that J.B. Pritzker, that's right, governor, the newly elected governor, will be on with Cliff Kelly today at 4 p.m. You do not want to miss that. Hey, speaking of don't want to miss, A1, you know I got a birthday coming up, right?
Yeah.
I got a party, and guess where it's going to be at? At the Freehand Hotel. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about that in the 7 o'clock hour. But Juan, you know, my girl Juan hooked me up. Everybody was they was like, that Juan, you coming to the party? You better get your room. All right, look, let me stop. Let me get to this real quick. All right. Social media question of the day. With 14 candidates in the race, in the mayor's race, how do we make an effective decision? Let me go to the phone lines. Mike, you're on the Talk Chicago. How do we make an effective decision with 14 candidates in the race?
Good morning, my morning brother May.
What's up, Mike? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Hey, I'm still undecided, but I tell you what, I'm eliminating anyone who wasn't in before Ron got out.
Oh, dang. Dang, so now you really short. So you got what? You got Amara, Willie Wilson, who else in there? Paul Vallis, and Lauren Lightfoot. That's so. Who you picking out of that? Who's in the lead with you right now?
Lauren's looking good so far.
She probably ain't heard that in a long time. Thanks, Mike.
You are petty.
Not from the brothers. Mike, so you like Lori Lightfoot? What makes you like? What are you looking at when you look at Lori Lightfoot?
I'm looking at expertise, demeanor, intellect. I like Amari too. If you asked me 1 and 2, it would have been those two.
You know what? So my favorite is Amara. Right, but I gotta pick on so y'all. I was watching this yesterday on Facebook, and people was having this conversation, and we vote on principles. I vote this on. I'm trying to pick who wins. Okay. So I gotta remember I'm a huge influence. I'm not trying to influence the race at all. That is not my intent. I'm just talking right now. So here's what I would say though. What I would say is that if I was voting with my heart, that's probably how I vote. But I am a pragmatic person when it comes to my politics, because you can't affect change if you're not with the winner, right? Like you can, and I think black people enjoy being in the fight more than they enjoy actually making the change. So they'd rather be screaming in the streets. And so that is where my challenge is, because I always think when we look at black candidates, we say they could win if we did, but then they had to, the magic trick that, look, and they got, it's the special equation. If Jesus Christ came back tomorrow and then he made the sky green and then it turned purple on election day, we can win this thing. And I'd be like, what's your field look like? How much money have you had in the bank? How many points of media have you purchased? Now, I realize that the world is changing, but I'm going to tell you what I kick out. What's the eliminator to me is if you're a liar. And you know what? Get the liar too. Because the only person that's associated with Burke that I'm sticking with is Gary Chico. But you know who's really cooking my... Tony Preckman done got caught in lies. She getting ready to get caught. But this one, kick him in the shins. She really cooks my grits. This is what she had to say. Check this out.
I'm very clear that I'm not Ed Burke's endorsed candidate. That's Gary Chico. I'm not the candidate that Ed Burke hosted a fundraiser for that is now the subject of an illegal extortion scheme. That's Tony Preckwinkle, who is the beneficiary.
Okay, so let me just tell you. Susanna, the A is, what she say, the A is not silent like her. She's a liar. Check this out.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
Why? She tried to throw Tony Preckman under the bus. She had her wedding at Ed Burke's house.
Right.
She had her baby shower.
Not only is she a liar, she's not a good friend. Like, that's the worst. Like, I mean, I don't know Ed Burke. I don't know that. But at the end of the day, you ride it down with your friends. Just don't say anything if you don't have nothing good to say.
Right.
How don't go on public record saying you're not his endorsed. You're his friend. Just be that and just shut up.
See how the devil do? See how the devil do?
Tells me what to do.
Now, let me tell you about her. Remember, but then she was like, Sonya, didn't somewhere she tell us that it wouldn't be, if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be Ed Burke. So if you a liar, like if we done caught you in a bold-faced lie, we're going to have to take you out the game. Hassan, you got the last comment before we get out of here. Great.
Well, the person who I won't vote is not going to be Vallis because he was part of the board system that I didn't think did good. It's not Chico, even though I would have voted for him years ago when he was first ran because I like what he would have did with the Skyway and the school system. It's not Daley. It's not Queen Sugar. So I'm part of the 10 by 10 to win, so we still haven't came up with the candidate who we're going to support yet.
Thanks, Hassan. I appreciate you. Look, we'll talk about it more when we come back after traffic news and the weather.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation.
You're a liar.
I gotta make you laugh. So when I was at the governor's ball, she was like right next to me, and everybody was taking pictures. She looked at me, thought I wanted to take a picture with her, and I just turned my head.
Because you're a liar.
You're not worthy of my platform on my Facebook side.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't like that. Like,
she done just went out on her boy
because
too.
his wife normally swore her in, right?
His wife, she said, I could not ever imagine being sworn in without.
Yeah, like you're a bad.
Then she disinvited her from the swearing in.
I know. That's like a bad. After that, I was just really dumb. Like,
You know she ain't got no black
girl
magic.
back when, I went to go see, Michelle thing. So, as you guys can see on record, Juan said that back in November. That was December. When did that come? November, right after Thanksgiving. I came on the show. She is not a good person at all.
What's up, Yashika? Who you calling shady, Terry? Ain't nobody shady, really.
Susanna shady.
She is shady. She's
no loyalty.
Friends, how many of us have them? Not Susanna. What up, Alinea Moore? Oh, that was low key. So Sonya, I'm going to tell Sonya I want all R&B hits from the 80s and 90s today. I don't want none of that old school one. You got the
You don't want no old school.
I don't want the like I just wanted to stay where she going. Like
where she at? Make sure it's something that I know. I did not know that other song. Y'all don't know, but Maze don't know his key, so y'all would have knew that last song he sang anyway. Good morning, Sean Howard. Shifty Susanna. That's funny. She's Alinea Moore. What y'all doing with this snow that's about to come? Have y'all gonna do Netflix and chill? Y'all got y'all shovels ready? I bought a snow blower. Let me tell y'all, that thing came in handy this past Saturday because I was like, it wasn't put together. And my neighbor, shout out to my neighbor Carl, because I'm a single woman, so I didn't know how to put that bad boy together. I went and got the gas and it was on and popping. So I hope y'all getting ready for this snow that's coming, because it looks like, now all the news is talking about it. So hope y'all preparing for that. I am. What snow? Deshaun, you haven't seen the news. You must watch. You must be watching cable all the time. The snow is all over the news. Good morning, Alinea. I'm ready for the snow. My snow blower, baby. I'll do the whole block now. I'll do the whole block. They say it's going to start snowing on Saturday morning. All day Saturday, up to 8 inches. See Terry on it. Up to 8 inches. Y'all better read the news. Or listen to it, one or the other. Dun, dun, dun. So that puts a damper on the whole weekend. And just so y'all know, the funeral for Randy is next weekend, not the Sun Times had it wrong. It's next weekend, not this weekend. So make sure y'all know that. Hey Hassan. Patricia, where you from saying you're not missing the snow? I love the snow. Honestly, I really do love the snow. And as long as I get it out, now I'm good with the snow blower. It can snow like whatever it like. But when I was in Springfield, y'all, they don't, for that to be the capital, they don't know how to clean up snow. It was kind of ridiculous. And we were at the host hotels and they didn't shovel at all. Dun, dun, dun. Who said they love my laugh? How do you say your name? Yashika? Yashika. That's different. I hope I'm saying it right because I be jacking up names. I am so bad with pronunciations, enunciations, and all that. Hey, Sharon. Y'all better get ready for that snow hole. I cannot believe it's Thursday. Because, babe, I'm not going to lie. Going down to Springfield for that, and we turned the party out. I went to, what's that name? Kwame Raoul's party. And, so, let me tell y'all about it. So, they had Vince Adams DJing. And all these people were sitting up just talking like networking. And Vince Adams was killing it. Oh, my God. He was killing it. And I was in this dress. And I just couldn't help myself because I love to dance. Let me tell y'all. Me and Leslie from Clio Center, we were like, forget it. We can't help it. He was hitting them beats. He was hitting them so hard. We got on that dance floor. Before you knew it, I think people was just waiting. The little political people was just waiting to get their little dance on. Because once we got out there, everybody was dancing. And I had said I was going to take the day off from working out. After Vince Adams got done, I had did over 11,000 steps on my Fitbit. So it was a great workout because I stayed in my heels the entire time too. And my pinky toe wasn't even hurting. So, but that party was on and popping, like mayoral, he did it in by getting Vince Adams to do that. Just so you know. Oh, let's see. Good morning, Teresa. Shout out to my girl, Julie Stratton. Yes, we went down there to basically love on her, support her, being the first black lieutenant governor for the state of Illinois. So yes, that is my homie. Who is the DJ? Vince Adams. If you don't know Vince Adams, you fight. That's not good. Vince Adams, he was cracking. Oh, no, God, he was cracking. He killed that dance. Me and Leslie tore that dance floor up. Oh, but we did, yes. Good morning, Al. Yeah, follow him. If you're not following Vince Adams, I'm telling you all, he is probably one of the best DJs. He is one of the best DJs in Chicago. Hey, Tanil. One of the best. He will make you dance. Even if you got arthritis, he'll make you dance. And guess what today? I found out that Starbucks on 87 was open and I didn't have to drink that nasty Dunkin' Donuts. It's been a good morning. Now I'm woke. Yes, Vince Adams. That's his name. Hello, Henrietta. Dun, dun. Hey, Norman. You my cousin, Norman? You got the same last name as me. How we cousins? Tell me how we cousins. Because there's not that many Teagues out there. So tell me how we cousins. I need to know. Because I can't see your face on your Facebook picture. Is my hair sticking up? Let's see. I was too sleepy. I could not go to sleep last night. Vince had everybody on that dance floor. Ooh, if y'all my Facebook friend, y'all gotta see that video of me and Leslie. We was getting it in. And you can follow me because I know I don't only have like 2 spaces left on Facebook, but you can follow me on Instagram. It's under WVON BT on Instagram. People are always asking me how can they follow me. I'll put more stuff on my Insta stories anyway. So if you're my Instagram friend, you'll see actually more than on my Facebook. You see how he just come back and I didn't want to take back over the show. See that? Y'all see that?
You, I feel the song that makes me laugh and smile and sing to you when I'm with you. This might feel so free.
I feel that love is going to take control
of me when I'm with you. It's for real what I feel when I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Juan T. Juan.
Yeah, you saw how he came in all soft because that groove was getting had him. He's like, welcome back.
Welcome back. That's my, hey, that's my smooth Tony Terry voice. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I am a music geek. I remember Carrie and I went on the Tom Joyner cruise. And Tony Terry was there, and we was like, "That's Tony Terry! Oh my God, that's Tony Terry!" It was like 16 people knew who he was.
You, when you were growing up, like how I learned this song, this is one of my favorite songs. Like you had to put the tape recorder on, you record it off the radio, and then you go and you keep stopping it and go back, stop it, go back, stop it, so you can learn the whole song.
So what I would do to learn the whole song is I would do it and I would write the words down.
What?
Like, I was so used to getting writing assignments as a bad kid, so I just was like, let me stop it and write it. And then what I learned is that when I write stuff, then I tend to remember.
Oh, gotcha.
But you know what, let's get this thing cracking, Juan. You know what, Sonya is going to stay in this space. We're getting all the R&B jams from the 80s and 90s. This was like the wedding song of forever, too. Let me say what's up. We gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Miss Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Miss Sonia Escobar. Now, check this out, y'all. You know, I like to get away. I like to go on vacation, and oftentimes when I look for places to go to vacation, one of the first places I think about all the time, because they always got deals, is Las Vegas. Las Vegas. You know what? It's not even that I like it like that, but it's like, you can get there cheap.
Yeah, but then when you get there, you spend so much money.
And that's, you spend so much money. It's like, you get to Vegas, you get off the plane, and in the airport, there's a slot machine, and it's like, bling, 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 and everywhere you go, and it's like something about it. I don't really like to gamble, but it's something about when I go to Vegas.
Right.
It just be calling me.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like Chris Rock would be calling me sometimes. Well, it seems like if you've got that issue with slot machines and video gambling and poker,
Where you going?
you don't have to go to Las Vegas anymore.
Okay.
You can stay right here in Illinois. Did you know that the state of Illinois now has more places to place a bet than Las Vegas?
Really?
In the state of Illinois. So
what are the odds, though?
You know, what are the you look at I see how you did that right there. Well, here to talk about us, you know what, so, my man Jason Grotto. Now, let me just tell y'all, Jason Grotto, ProPublica, Jason was a guy who really got on top of the story and the property tax system, and I really say he led the charge to breaking this story wide open that really led to the demise of Joe Barrios and this crooked property tax scheme. And so I'm always intrigued by the investigations and the stories that he's involved in. Well, he teamed up with Sandia Kambampati. Did I get that right, Sandia? Okay. He teamed up with her, ProPublica, and WBEZ to study this new video gaming industry that is taking over Illinois. And what they found is that now Illinois, outside of Chicago, has more gaming positions than even Las Vegas. Sandia, welcome to the WVON Morning Show. She is the data reporter for ProPublica, and they did a story in. Everybody loves ProPublica. And so they did a story, her and Jason Grotto, discussing the slot machines in Illinois. Can you talk to us about it, Sandia? What's going on?
Yeah, so like you said, I mean, Illinois now has 30,000 machines. I mean, these slot machines are everywhere, from restaurants to bars to truck stops. And the thing is Illinois passed the Video Gaming Act with really not much thought. They passed it within 48 hours, and the legislation actually was written by the gambling industry. And the Illinois Gaming Board, the agency that regulates the gambling for the state, didn't even know that the Video Gaming Act was coming. And the governor at the time, Pat Quinn, he had said he opposed it, but then he signed it, and it got approved with the promise of huge revenues for the states or the cities that allowed it. But the fact is that the state is not actually generating as much revenue, and the regulatory and social costs that the state has incurred, I mean, are very big.
So, Sandia, let me start here, because the first thing I want to get to, and Tim King just pointed out the same thing. They were saying outside of Illinois, outside of Chicago, that these machines aren't available, they are not prohibited. Well, it seems like they're available in Illinois and in Chicago, because even right up the street at the gas station, right on 87th and the Dan Ryan, they have video gaming machines in the stores. What led to this explosion?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, it was a quick bill or act in the legislation. The VGA was passed within 48 hours, and they wanted it just to be in bars and fraternal organizations like the VFW. But now we have them all over the state. And, to put it into context, these video gambling machines are actually the amount to fill 25 casinos on top of the 10.
Wait. Back up. Because I think that is very important for people to hear and understand, and it puts it in context. The amount of, say that statement about the 25 casinos again.
Yeah, so to put it into context, there's 30,000 machines in Illinois, which is the equivalent of 25 casinos.
Did you hear that, y'all? There are 25 casinos worth of video gaming machines around the state of Illinois. Now, let me back up. I want to be clear as to what machines we're talking about, Sandia, because I want our listeners, because I think our listeners can wind up finding themselves victims of these machines. What machines, where do you find these machines now, and what does this machine look like? What kind of games do they play?
Yeah, so they're games of chance. They're video poker and slot machines. So they're, the machines with a screen on them, and they have a bunch of different games. And then there's one button that you can press, or that you can touch the screen, and actually, it makes it seem like you can change the chance of the game. But really, what you're doing is it's up to the algorithm that's driven by the machine to decide how much money you're really going to make.
So wait, so with me, I've been in places where there's the gaming machines that you don't play with actual money, but these machines you pay with actual money. Is that?
That's correct.
Wow.
Now, what are the machines? How do you get paid off of these machines? And how do I know if these machines are legal? Because I'm telling you, I think that there's more of these. Well, let me back up. Are these also the machines that I'm now seeing that seem to be like video game parlors in strip malls, like where it says stop by such and such's, and then you see these flags and they're lined up down the street, and then you stop in and you see like these old people sitting by the machines, almost like a casino?
That's right. Yeah, they're places like they're called Dottie's or Stella's. You'll see them around the state. Those are some of the parlors. They're sometimes in pizza parlors. We even found there's one in a scuba shop in the state. They can have about 5 machines per establishment, and anyone can go in and play. I mean, they check ID for, it's supposed to be anyone over 21 that could play. But what we found is that these machines are actually in areas that are the more machines are found in low-income areas, actually. So
Always.
It's hurting the people that are the most vulnerable.
Sandia, when we come back, I want you to speak to the argument, because I have people saying that these machines generate millions of dollars for local municipalities, but even that seems to be suspect. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Talk Chicago 1690.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
So
the legal machines are not in the city of Chicago proper.
So I'm trying to understand why.
So that machine over there, if you remember, did you go to like the bars in the 90s and 80s and there'd be the machine inside of the bar and you would do that? That's what those are.
Yeah, but it seems like they're not hiding them now. They're right at the front door.
Let me tell you that I recently ran into a situation where I saw that, and I called my friend Dave over at Channel 2, who does the investigative reporting, and he's like, yeah, Todd, these are all over the place. And then about a week later, Sun-Times did a story on the front page about the illegal machines in Chicago. So I know another gas station I went to, there had 4 of them there. And you can always tell the illegal ones, they got a big padlock on the front of it. You got to go pay cash, you get cash from the guy behind the glass who comes out, opens it up, resets the button. There's like,
man, if you go right
that's
here,
the illegal ones.
Okay, so
I didn't pay, but it's totally illegal.
I'm saying,
the state machines are awesome. It's like going to the casino. You sit down, you can play like 50 different games off of one thing, and when you win and you cash out, it prints out a receipt, and you take it over to like a machine. You put the receipt in, and then that pays cash.
Wow.
Some places are pretty loose. You can pop a 20 in and walk away with 150 to 300 real easy.
I have, I think that they try to sell it. This is another like a bait and switch though. And then when you find out that you know who runs this, who is the, see, here's the thing. This is why Joe Barrios. So like Joe Barrios was the lobbyist. This was a gift to him. I'm not going to tell you, but this was a gift to him when his...
I have a question that I'm dying to know about this that you can possibly ask. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this for around here. I want to know, so each place I think they can have 5 machines, depending on how many people can fit into it. So when I put $1 into the machine, how much does the person who owns the machine get out of that $1? That's what I want to know.
Well, I want to know the revenue share. Let's just talk about that.
That you're going to find it out right there, you know? So each time money goes in, how much, is it 5 cents on the dollar? Is it 5 cents on the 25? Is it, 2 cents on 5 cents? What does the owner get? That owns the 4 or 5 machines. And then I want to know how much rent is at strip malls in Joliet, Aurora, and Naperville.
Well, see, but here, look, they're paying, but what's happening is they're going into these vacant places where the strip malls are falling off because all the big malls are now going back to the outdoor concept. So those old places where you see, I'm able to go in and get cheap rent.
Yep.
And
coffee or something without a liquor license, and you're making money.
Yep. It's like they're mini casinos.
Right.
And there's low overhead because the machines are automatic. One person manages it, wipes up the... Like, actually, I would love to have... Like, if you were cool with doing it, it would be dope if we did it. But just think about, legislated wealth. Right. Legislated wealth is what this is. So Joe Barrios passed a bill that allowed video gaming throughout. Now think about this. I bet you in his deal, he gets as a lobbyist, he gets a piece of the total revenue.
So wait, is he a lobbyist or is he an official?
He was an official and a lobbyist.
You can be both?
Yes. Huh. Like you just can't. So the way it works is if you are so he was a county board elected official, so he lobbied in Springfield. If you are a Springfield person, you lobby city and county. You just can't lobby the same entity. But think he was a state rep. But he's also the assessor, and he also made the speaker millions of dollars reassessing the property. So the speaker says, you help me here, I'll help you over here. I'll pass this bill in 2 days that nobody has anything to say, and 10 years from now, your family will be rich forever. He got blessed into the gaming industry.
Wow.
What up, Sean? What up, Team Dog? You are tuned into the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Juan Teague, and we are talking to Sandia Kambompati regarding this video gaming industry in Illinois. Illinois has Illinoisans have more gaming positions in Illinois than in Las Vegas. Actually, currently, to put it in perspective, we'd have officially 25 casinos if we were to look at the number of video gaming machines. But Sandia, one of the things that they've sold us on is all of the revenue that it provides for the local municipalities. Talk to me about the revenue share. How does it work? Who gets what? What does the owner get? What does the state get? What does the local municipality get? And isn't this a great thing? I thought this was a great thing for education and fixing the budget holes.
Yeah, so first, I think it's important to understand, Illinois taxes gambling at a far lesser rate than any other state. The industry and the establishments take in the most of the money. They take in 35% each.
Wait. Who gets 35% each?
The industry and the establishments,
so
like the actual places that happen.
70% of the money is gone off the table. So 35% goes to the owner, 35% goes to the gamers. Okay, the Gamers Association. Okay, is that like the coin
goes
op?
to the terminal operators, like the people that own the machines. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So 70% of the revenue is gone already. Go ahead, talk to me some more.
Yeah, and then the state gets 25%, and then the municipalities get 5%.
Wait. So the state takes 25. So it's wait. So it's do that math for me again. It's 35 and 35. The industry takes 70. The state takes 25, and the local municipality that has to deal with all of the issues gets 5. Talk to me about the social cost of what happens when these pubs open up in your community.
Yeah, so I mean, we found that Illinois, we found that state funding for gambling addiction actually hasn't been nearly as much as what was actually promised. There's more gambling in Illinois now, but Illinois sets aside less money for these services, for problem gambling services, than before video gambling was approved. And the thing is that Illinois, unlike other states, they haven't done any research to even know how big the problem of gambling addiction is. But we've traveled around the state and talked to people in parlors and in restaurants and seen that, people's lives, their families are torn apart. They're, struggling to pay the bills. And these machines are designed to be addictive. So, they sit in the chairs for hours at end and spend their money.
Let me put that in perspective for you real quick. Think about your kids playing video games right now and how addictive it is for a kid. Think about somebody designing a game for your children. Now, Sandia, the thing because I think there's a learning lesson here that I think we've got to get to. How does something of this magnitude happen so quickly in a state of Illinois when it would have? How did they get such low taxes with such high social costs and very little money going back to the municipality? How could somebody even create a law like that?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really because it was talked about for years and years, and they did it within 48 hours. With no planning. They really did not look at the regulatory or social costs for this.
Let me stop you right there. What role did the lobbyists play in this? And were there any key components to the lobbying that could force this thing through?
Yeah, so, the industry itself actually wrote the bill, wrote the legislation.
Now, let me be clear, people. The industry wrote the bill. They said this is the same thing that's going to happen with marijuana. I just want y'all to be clear. The industry wrote the bill. They then delivered the bill to the legislature. How, Sandia?
Yeah, so they, delivered the bill and they looked at it and they said, okay, and they approved it. And they promised huge revenue for the state. And in fact, what we found is that it left the state with a $1.5 billion shortfall, and instead of helping the state's finances, it made things worse.
So let me stop you right here. So the state took it in the butt again, us as the taxpayers. Let me tell you the people that were involved. Let me give you some names. Berrios, remember the property tax system? Madigan passed the bill in the Illinois House of Representatives where Joe Berrios was a legislator, but then what was he? He was the Cook County assessor. Now, how did Ed Burke get paid? How did the speaker get paid? They have property tax assessment systems. Guys, it was a trade. It was a trade. So I go to the speaker and say, hey, man, I need you to pass this bill. At the same time that my daughter's being ousted, he says, I'm going to give you a layup. Here, write the bill. I'm going to give it to you. All the lobbyists fed off of working the bill. The bill passed, and it was passed to the detriment of Illinois taxpayers. It didn't. They took $1.5 billion off the table, and it left us with the paycheck, with the price tag. Did I miss that, Sandia? Did I get that wrong?
No, I mean, yeah, and something else is that video gambling actually lowers the revenue for casinos, which are actually taxed at a higher rate. You know, they're supposed to help fund education.
Now, let me help you understand this, people. All of that $1.5 billion, the lower taxes, all of those things are negotiated by the lobbyist that gets the lobbyist a higher fee or a piece of the industry. So here's what's happening right now. What's happening right now is the people that we've elected have been robbing us blind. We just took a $1.5 billion screwing, a $1.5 billion screwing, and we didn't even know it happened. Sandia, I'm sorry I took your last 5 minutes because they done cooked me up again. Sandia, how can we find this report?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, ProPublica.org/Illinois/theory/the-bad-bet, you can find our full set of stories. And we actually will have another story coming out soon about looking at addiction, so look out for that. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the WVON Morning Show. Mays Jackson, Juan Kirkman will be back after traffic news and the weather.
Live from the WVON newsroom.
Oh, dang, I'm sorry, Juan. Juan, I got to change your name in my phone. Because it took me forever to stop calling you Juan T.
I know.
You got the camera again. Well, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Because I need to break this down. So,
you gotta stop telling the people
the Illinois General Assembly passed the legislation for video gaming. They used the cover of saying it was going to provide additional revenue. It was a gift to Joe Barrios, who was the key lead lobbyist on it. So in 2 days, they passed a whole industry. Now, don't get me started on what black people are participating. Did we carve out any black casinos in that? Any black mini casinos? No, we didn't. What we did was we voted yes. We created a whole new industry that the white guys are now control. It ain't no black mobsters. It ain't no black casino owners. Who's the black people on the board for the gaming industry? Right? So now y'all just made these guys rich. They putting them in places. Oak Park won't let you open one, but they got them in Harvey. They won't let you put them south, but they'll let you put them in places where we gonna go up poor. Y'all, man, I'm telling y'all. And it's like, ain't nobody even saying, like, we didn't even say give us a cut. Right. We didn't even say 20% of these casinos gotta go to black people. Nope, we didn't do that. You know what we did? Pass it.
I was talking to Mr. to LB over here. Did you ask my question? I was curious what the answer was. How much did the people make off a dollar put in?
I didn't get it off $1. Off $1 put in, they get 30. So the industry gets 35 cents off of $1. The operator gets 35%. So the state gets 25%, and the municipality gets 5%.
So you can easily run 5 machines with nobody there and pay $1,000 a month in a strip mall.
Yep.
With somebody. Oh yeah.
And 1 employee.
So how do you sign up? Where do you get the license?
Think about that, bro, Edward. 5 cents off of the dollar comes to the local municipality.
Mays?
Yes.
Mr. Batoy?
What's up, Mr. Batoy? Are you part of the world famous Batoy family?
Yes, I am.
Because you gotta be. Because it's only...
If we can on the air, it's not a big deal, but he's going to catch a lot of flack at work. All right?
I got you.
So if we just refer to him as LB, which is something that, you know.
Oh, you want it to be LB?
Yeah, well, if I say my name.
You can come over here. I know when we talk.
Now, you know it's not just the radio, though. You know we on Facebook Live and all that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think he's more concerned about me keeping my job than I am. They've been coming at me for 10 years.
Okay.
This is a note that he had wrote in reference to.
Nah, stay there. I just want you to be in the middle. Okay, so I could have one shot and not have to move the camera. Yep.
So you got the background on the email that he sent us, but if you can kind of speed read through this, or even take a minute to go through that, this is his response to. What is this response to?
Why don't you highlight the best paragraphs from this?
Charge of hate speech that I may be terminated for. that I post something that I posted on Facebook.
What did you post?
It's in
Just oh, you got it in here?
It's inflammatory as hell. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, can you just show it to me then? Just point right to it, so I can see what the thing is that's the issue. What they said is hate speech.
All right. This was my defense to.
Hey, Jonathan.
You got the camera on.
They say the guy's name on PTAH. Hey, PTAH.
Go ahead.
Okay, and then,
Dang, you snapped off.
yeah, he took me in the office to say I was a shitty employee, and then this text in there showing he's saying good job, doing a great job.
Really? Okay, I got you.
And then the other part, and this is probably what say was hate speech, because I'm anti-religious. It was addressed to hate Islam. He tagged himself, telling them Allah didn't exist. I don't know how you are with religion, but here's the facts of it.
Now, who are when you say is he? What's his race?
He's from Georgia.
Okay. Okay, that's Brother Patah.
Hi, you see I said PTAH. Hey, Mr. PTAH. Patah.
Brother Patah instead of Peter.
Patah rose as upon a hill.
Huh? Uh-oh.
Yes, that's from our ancestors. That's the.
Morning, Buster.
A member of the original Trinity.
Morning, Kane. Hello, Jonathan. Boston.
Boston.
Boston. I can't believe it's Thursday. I still think, man, my week is gone. Jesus. And then when I came to work, I stayed at work till 8:30 because I had to go get my dog from doggy daycare.
Your dog.
What kind of dog you have?
Rottweiler.
Oh, that's a nice little dog.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss Jonathan Smith. Celine, are you really gonna talk about my forehead? Talking about all that forehead.
He said it appeals to, he's attracted to your brain. And because your forehead is so big, you know, he's very cerebral. And so he's like, a larger forehead indicates larger cerebral capacity. But you gotta remember, she went to Collins though.
Whatever.
So what they fill it with? You wanna talk about Bolingbrook, huh? You wanna hate on the brook, huh? Get him some, does he have his headphones? Todd!
No, his headphones, Todd connected them.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah,
Make sure
you can hear.
Can you hear?
And then make sure your phone's on vibrate or like off.
Look at Juan trying to regulate.
Just making sure so you know his phone's on.
Regulators, mount up.
Can you see him in the shot?
Yep. Oh.
Oh, what?
Scoot over just a little bit more. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. Here, let's do it this way. Scoot over this way. You stay where you at. All right.
Right here?
You good?
Yeah, I'll just shoot from you. Yeah. All right, y'all. Come back to the world.
What song is this?
You say it's feel disenchanted.
Oh.
But maybe he takes you for granted. Faithful and true. You know what? So I just need to say, they was cornball to me back in the day. We need some Jodeci around this piece.
Whatever.
Cause we catch a vibe reminiscing. You shouldn't so strong to mention yearning inside. But what kind of man would I be if I lived unfaithfully? 'cause I don't wanna see her cry. And I don't need a reason to lie. But what's turning down tonight, it won't justify making love aside, yeah. When it's strong and we know it, past the moment. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, sitting in with me. It's my cousin, now. It's my cousin, Juan Teague. And you know what, y'all? Maybe about a little bit over a year ago, the WVON morning show, I want to say the Lion's Den was created. Because we held some interviews and we talked about some of the things that were going on in the Chicago Department of Water Management. We talked about the racism that was prevalent. We talked about brothers having to deal with swastikas, nooses, being subject to retaliation, working in cages. I mean, some of the stories we heard about what was going on at the Water Department were unfathomable. And when I say unfathomable, I practiced that. Because I was like, in fathoms, you know, water, get it, deep, under deep water, fathoms, you know. Anyway, so after that, the city had a reaction. They jumped up. There were hearings. There were people moving around. They fired the water department chief. And after they fired the water department chief, we started seeing all these racist emails. Ron tried to give him another job. It was like the racism that we were told about, the stories that we were told about were devastating, and they were so devastating that the city of Chicago took action, or so we thought. Now, there have been stories after stories after stories since that about what's going on, but I assumed that having not heard much, that maybe things had gotten better. I had heard about the hearings, and then I knew there were going to be continued hearings. But I never heard any outcomes from the continued hearings. And then I know there was a class action lawsuit filed. I think my man Victor Henderson is handling that, right? You know Victor Henderson, man. You get Victor Henderson, you on your business. But you know, I believe that here at the WVON morning show, I want to know what's in it for the black people. I'm not here to worry about what's going on for nobody else. They got every other outlet for it. But when it comes to protecting black folks and black people, we have to do our part. And so I know what it's like to have a good job, want to provide for your family, and sometimes at work you got to put your head down and say, you know what, I'm going to just deal with it. But it seems like that's been the way that we have had to operate in this city of Chicago for years. That the black folks put their heads down and just deal with it. But one of the things that I believe that as the host of the WVON morning show is that I am blessed to have the community's mic. This isn't my mic. This mic is, and while I'm here, you trust me, while I'm here, I'm going to use it as a tool to help our people. And so whenever we can illuminate, highlight issues to make things better for our people, then we want to do that. And so I want to revisit what's going on at the water department. And to do that with me today is my man, LB. Now, LB is part of the class action lawsuit that is going on. He's also currently still employed at the water department. So you are taking a tremendous risk coming here this morning because, as I have heard on so many occasions, and it's been alleged, the issue at the water department is that can I be clear? This is not the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Chicago. This is different. But y'all be calling my wife up, make me. This is the Chicago Department of Water Management. So here to talk to us today about what's going on is my man, LB. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons that made me respond to this story was because of something that I hear that happens to us all the time, right? When we look to have action taken, they got a diversion. And so as we're trying to make progress, they got these little tricks, right? Sometimes it'll be but I saw one in this one and I had to jump on it. So let me tell you. So I was expecting that there would be continued hearings. And then I saw this. Those testimonies included the caucus recommended another set of hearings as well as comprehensive audit of the Chicago Department of Water Management. However, the mayor came to them, and the caucus we're talking about is the Black Caucus, and suggested a disparity study. Now, this is what a disparity study says. We want to study if racism exists. You had the emails, fool. What do you need to study? You got testimony. You had hearings. But again, when we don't want to put our friends on blast, it becomes a disparity study that they release. And the disparity says, you know what the disparity study always says? It's racism. And they were only informed about this decision 6 months later by Alderman David Moore. I got to give Alderman Moore for pushing. Informed us that the caucus decision 6 months after the hearing. Y'all, 6 months later. So look, I can't tell the story better than my brother. I just need to set it up. LB?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about what's going on. You got about a minute to tell us what's going on and what's still happening at the water department.
Well, after the caucus recommended the hearing, second round of hearing, and also audit, the mayor's office, like you said, came and suggested that they do a disparity study. To this date, we haven't heard who's doing the study or where the funding for the study is coming from. So now, a year later, we still have no second round of hearings, so the public actually knows how deep the racist practices have gone and are still going on here at the water department.
Now, come on now. I'm saying, hasn't gotten better since this? I mean, it had to get some better.
We do have blacks that have been promoted into management positions, and it's like the commissioner. However, this same commissioner says he has an open door policy. I called his office. I still haven't met with this man yet.
Well, look, I'm going to do this because I can get you with Randy. We're going to get Randy together.
Big Randy wants to talk to me.
Okay. Well, look, it's the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation because, hey, the racism at the water department ain't just at the water department. It's not. And so I just want black workers to have to stop suffering under oppressive people who be sneak doing them. So we're going to talk about this some more when we come back, and I'm going to let you tell the depths of your story when we come back. So here's the challenge. This is what I tell y'all all the time. We don't want the head, like they give you the head. Yeah. The head goes to all of the press conferences. The head is, I'm going to give you a perfect example. When is the last time you've ever seen Jesse White give you any bad news?
Never.
Never in your life. Never. Jesse White is going to say, when there is a scandal, when there is something, it is the number 2 or it is the communications director. So understand that in the process, you got to have the people that control the levers of power. Oftentimes, it's not the figurehead because the figurehead he gone. He got to go do all the ribbon cuttings, go to the meetings, go ensure. And then in the meantime, he can come back and look, and everybody be like, it's all good. We ain't no problems here. Right. But if you know that dude is finna jack you as soon as he leave, and it's gonna jam you, you ain't gonna really say nothing because somebody is watching you go in the office. Somebody they got a whole network. But what's happening to them at the water department is pervasive across all the departments, especially anything that is outside. If it's outside, man, please. Okay, y'all got the camera. You can talk to the people. So, no, I'm saying you can talk and tell your story, whatever you all want to share. Well, you can interview them a little bit, too.
Interview?
Tell the people your story. Well, tell them what's going on right now.
What's going on right now is that we recently had a round of promotions. 4 people were promoted to foreman, none of them black. Since that time, 2 of the foremen either denied the promotion or resigned, and they're short. I had put in for the promotion. I went to the interview. I've got 10 years. I had twice the time of everybody that took the test and went to the interview. I was denied. They went into the pool and brought another one in because they were short. This person was reported around, rumored to be a snake, a snitch. And that's the person that brought charges against me for hate speech because I told him the truth of his religion. And I don't understand how we as black people still to this day allow these things to happen to us blatantly. I was also given a 5-day suspension for violating a rule that there's no rule against.
How did that happen?
Well, the deputy commissioner, who is no longer there, named Hightower, suspended me because I was sitting on a lawn chair on the sidewalk at 93-degree heat on my lunch watching an open hole because there was no barricades. The rule is if there's an open hole, someone has to watch the hole to make sure that nobody falls in it. So while I was sitting there making sure nobody walked into this hole, Mr. Hightower came up, took a picture of me, went to the hearing, and I got a 5-day suspension. There's no rule in the safety rules or in the city rules against sitting on anything.
Right.
And plus, this was 11:14 in the afternoon. I was on my lunch period. I totally blew my lunch period off to make sure that nobody would fall in this hole. And I got 5 days off. And still haven't gotten, I filed an appeal. Mysteriously, my appeal papers are lost. The person who was handling it, Jennifer Isban, she resigned also under this racist email stuff. Matter of fact, every commissioner that has resigned, their names were on my termination papers. I was terminated before also.
All right, we back, y'all. Get ready. Saw your brown eyes, Milo said hello, and I said hi. I knew right there you were the one.
What?
But I was caught up in physical attraction, much to my satisfaction. Baby, you were more than just a fan. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is my friend. If I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady's just like you. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. That was your pod. That was my pod, y'all. Look, y'all missing out. Juan in here getting down on the Facebook Live. But look, I want to get to this story real quick. We are talking to my man, LB, regarding what's going on at the water department. So right now, hold on. Did you tell me a story you was trying to help the people? You were trying to help the people, and they tried to make you pay for helping black folks? Explain that to me.
There's a rule that if there's an open hole, it has to be watched unless it's barricaded. The gas company mismarked their service, so we had to wait for them to come. The dig has to stop because we may break the gas service. It was around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, so I decided to stay, let the other guys go to lunch, and wait for the gas company. We didn't have any barricades. I called the foreman, the acting foreman at the time. He wouldn't send a service truck. So I sat there, foregoing my lunch, to watch this open hole so nobody would fall in it. The ex-deputy commissioner came by, took a picture of me, and I got suspended for 5 days.
This is in a black neighborhood?
Yes. No, I actually was in a white neighborhood.
But you was the black dude that was causing trouble.
It was a black commissioner as well.
Good Lord!
He's no longer there. He's now, I believe he's over Streets and Sand or somewhere.
Oh, this is crazy to me, man. See, here's the thing. Black folks, you can't be the overseer, right? You can't be the whooper. You can't be the whipper of the black people, because the white folks look out for each other. Let's go to JB. JB on the Talk of Chicago. You say you're at the water department? Oh, you can't be that bad, can it? JB?
Yes, sir.
You say you work at the water department? It can't be this bad, is it?
Yes, for 25 years, and I'm a coworker of Mr. LB. I was suspended for 29 days based on hearsay because I filed a complaint against these African American and white bosses. And, you know, we exposed some corruption. We exposed sexual harassment that has, at this point, has not been dealt with. One of the coworkers testified at that hearing 1 year ago in tears how she was harassed. She was sexually harassed by Deputy Commissioner, testified she was in tears. She's under medical care, under psychiatric care, on medication. And no one addressed this issue. They're talking about R. Kelly, but these sexual predators are walking around. The racism and the sexism against African American women and men has not even been addressed. They did a disparity study, but these are actual complaints that have been filed. There are lawsuits that are in more than one that are in place now because of some of the same systematic racism that is being applied towards African Americans to this day. So it is still very bad.
JB and LB, let me just tell you from personal testimony, I have heard stories about what went down at the water department for black women, and and real talk, because the commissioner used to work at the water department at a much earlier rate. I'm not gonna go too far into it, but y'all, I feel like I keep asking y'all, who protects black people? Like, what is our plan of defense, right? So I have talked to you on the street about black people being assaulted. I've talked to you about little black kids being assaulted. I'm sitting here with a man who is going to work every day being assaulted and accosted. What is the black defense? Dang it. Ronald, you on the top of Chicago, 1690. It's pissing me off. Ronald, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about using that word too. Can I get the call, Sonia? Ronald, you on the top of Chicago. Ronald. All right, well, see if we can get him back. Here's the deal, y'all. The fact of the matter is, my man LB, we just heard from JB. We've heard from the stories a year ago. Where is the refuge for black people? And when what set me off was the disparity study. So this is what you're telling me. Y'all need a report to tell y'all that racism exists?
And still no audit.
And still no audit of the richest department in the city government? Who protects black people? Kelly, you on the top of Chicago, 1690. Kelly, you on the top of Chicago, 1690.
Hey, Maze, you guys, I don't usually be up this time of morning, but I got a chance to hear you guys talk about the water department. I retired in 2004. Hell, I was in the sewer department before 83. Harold Washington put me over into the water department. I was the third black bricklayer that had 150 years. These guys got so slick, man, when Dilly got in, and I guess I left there in 2004, so I guess in the year 2000, really, they put the hammer. What they really was doing, the people that was heterosexual, different stuff, had a lot of lawsuits going on, man. We didn't know it. I had the worst truck supposed to be in the air. They gave me all the bad guys, you know. But I had one little white girl that was telling me about they were shaking the women down for sex, all the way down to the big plant downtown. So, you know, I mean, you know, we believe it too, because everyone she got died. So they always thought they would give me put some women in the trunk, but they didn't know I liked the little black girls, you know, my life. They were so dirty, man. As long as I had the shovel, I was a labor, I was straight. Once Harold gave me that job as the bricklayer, all hell broke loose. So this what got it. They finally put a little girl with me named, I won't use the name, but she was a little girl from the south side. So I had found out what it did. You know, maybe some places they dig up every year. They call it a regular thing, but you got some land they call virgin land. Ain't never been dug up. It's on the west side, man. And I came by and I seen the little girl, her the girl trying to dig up this hard ass clay. You know, excuse for the language. So I asked the woman.
You gotta wrap it.
Yeah, so I'm a rabbit. So I went back in, told the child, I said, look, I want you to treat you like you treat your mama. You okay? Raise hell with them. So what they did was, I played like that was my daughter. You know what they did, Maze?
What they do?
3 days later, they took the girl. I said, be quiet now. Play like you're my daughter. They moved her, Maze, and put her in the truck and got out the district, and she been safe ever since.
Think about that. I gotta stop you right there. Yeah, think about when you have to protect. Yeah, I need for y'all to understand that they talked about this stuff openly. Like, we are prey in the workplace. Yes. LB, I want to thank you for your courage and coming to speak out. We're going to stay on top of this water department because I'm not letting this one go. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690. When we come back, we're going to talk to the Center for Illinois Politics. We're going to talk about where's all this money coming for these women in these elections. It's Talk of Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and
hey,
the
man.
voice of the nation.
So I know quite a few people at the water department.
Yeah, I know you do. Mike Outley. Yeah, I'm part of the coalition that forced that here.
Sit right there.
Okay.
Finish saying it, and then we're going to bring somebody else.
Yeah, we formed a coalition because what we want is change now. We don't want to wait 10 years for a lawsuit to be settled. Because there's still employees here that need to be protected. What we proposed was trying to propose to Randy was a committee of all the trades from all the districts, volunteer, not being paid. Anytime they have changes, work it out with us so we can make it easy, all right? Actual comprehensive training program for new hired employees instead of saying, here, take a shovel and do this. They didn't want that. What we also was asking for was a bump up in pension for everybody who got passed up for foreman. Every black person who got passed up unfairly, maybe 1 or 2%. They didn't want to hear that.
So look, I got some interesting relationships. Let's circle back. I got your number in my email. I heard there was some stuff going on. I got a few people over there at the water department. So let's.
Brother, if you talk to your people that work in the water department, when they tell you that one of JB, I know his voice. I know who that is. The woman that he was talking about, she's on 14 different prescriptions.
Hey man, I'm telling you, I know people told me they done went crazy working at the water department.
She broke down in front of the council. She's almost trembling, almost every time she thinks about this. And the commissioner who accosted her and kept accosting her, they moved him, and now he's commissioner over Streets and Sand. He's got about 5 or 6 sexual harassment or something. The same one that gave me the 5-day suspension. Mr.
Don't do it. Don't do it on there. Cause I know who you talking about. Yeah. Don't do it on there. Cause you do it on there, then I get the letter from the people, and they've been trying to hit me with the letters.
But there's also rumors that over $2 million worth of inventory walked out of one of the districts, and the superintendent over that district was allowed to resign. He started his own business, got a city contract within a year of his resignation, which is you don't know. Almost everybody that resigned in that first wave, their names were on my termination orders.
Man,
they violated.
I need to have a city employees meeting and just be like, I want all the stories, and then I'm just about to.
You don't have enough time on the air.
Should I do some?
I'm serious. The way they handle the work in the black communities, shit slips out.
You know what? Can I tell you something? I know that. Can I tell you what's even crazier? I always say, like, when they dig them holes in Beverly, like, you know how you ever hit, like, you know, like when they put a hole in the street and they cut it, and it's like a bump, and it's like, when you in the white neighborhoods, they smooth it. Yeah. So it's not like your tire don't hit the tire and bump up. When you in the black neighborhoods, they don't smooth it down. It ain't no ramp. Seriously, I feel like I done lost tires off of that. But it's little stuff like that where they don't do the extra work that costs you additionally. Look, you and me, we got to catch up. You tell Vic also if there's more that you know we want to start highlighting or illuminating, let me know, and I will be more than...
I told him I wanted to come to you. I told him last year.
Okay.
Because inactive period is letting the idea get out of the public's mind. They thinking that everything is gone away.
Oh no, I won't. I'll keep it up. We can keep it.
That right there is my defense for the EO charge for hate speech. You can keep that.
Okay.
That CD that I gave you, that's the actual hearing. I tried to give that to you last year. I put it in the mailbox. Somebody mailed it back to me.
Okay. So, cause you know what? A lot of times I don't put stuff in my computer, cause people have tried to do my computer, right?
That
so
came
like
from City Hall. So if your computer gets done, then Ron did it.
Okay, shoot, that would be one of the reasons. That would be one of the reasons.
And seriously, man, I really do appreciate this.
Man,
I mean it.
Anytime, man. Anytime. We're going to stay on top of it. We're going to stay on top of it.
It was great meeting you as well. You are beautiful. This is your cousin?
That's my cousin. Look.
You got a beautiful
People love her forehead. That's her favorite part. That's not shade.
You know what you got? What? You have goddess.
Oh, I think
that's what you are.
I have goddess.
You are goddess. Well, that's the feminine principle. That's where we come from.
Thank you.
There it is. He got an ankh on his head. You understand what that means?
Well, I have the 42 admonitions to my eye.
Hey, man, they let you come to work like that? I know they be mad when you go to work like that? Oh, they be mad. That right there gonna get you a suspension.
When I started June 2008, I was wearing Barack Obama t-shirts. They told me I couldn't wear it because it was political. I took it off. When he won the election, I put my stuff back on. They told me, hey, you can't wear it. I said, no.
It's patriotic.
It's patriotic. And ever since then, all the Mount Greenwood boys was after me.
You heard what he said, right?
And that's true. Everybody there knows.
And Mount Greenwood, that's where my son play basketball.
I feel for him.
See, I'm telling you. Wait, is she here? Okay, we need Carrie. Okay, I gotta do my next guest. All right, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Is my guest here?
Is your guest here?
What?
Huh?
I don't know where she's at.
Somebody just drove up. Hey, Gordon. Oh. 42 decorations. Oh, gotcha. Somebody said Mount Greenwood is Klan territory.
It is.
Oh, wow.
No, real talk, it is. So, Todd, she said she tried.
Oh, it must be late. Is this thing on me? What time? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. 1 hour left. And I think I'm going to take me a nap after this. I'm tired. I should have got an extra espresso shot in my coffee.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Is this other person coming or calling?
Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show.
Wake up!
Call 773-591-1690.
Wake up!
Ah!
What you want?
Hi, baby.
Hey! Hey! Let me stop here. I'm chair dancing. You know you be chair dancing. Yeah. What? It ain't good enough for you, babe. Tell me.
Everything is possible. Everything, let me know. Why? Bang, baby, let me know. You got the camera.
Hey, Barack. I only know I never knew
Just gonna be her.
the words to this part.
Huh? Boy, play at once for me to do. Tell me what you want.
What?
Tell me what you need. Tell me it ain't good enough for you, babe.
I wish y'all could see.
Y'all gotta get the hop. You gotta get the hop. I'll be out of breath.
Me out of breath.
You are tuned in Talking Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Sitting in with me is my cousin Juan. Hey cousin, you remember that Drew Hill? That was the Drew Hill step where you did the bounce, the boom, right in it. But I'm hot now.
Yeah, it's too early. I only got coffee on my stomach.
I would tell y'all what, this is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson, sitting in with me as she will be for the rest of the show. It is my cousin Juan, but y'all know how we do. At the top of the hour, gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. And I am, you know what, the story of the water department, we broke that a little over a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago now. Michael Owsley came on. It was one of our highest rated shows. It was where the Lion's Den was formed. We had Commissioner Randy Connor here. The issues of racism were forefront. Rom eventually wound up excommunicating everybody from the department. There's another thing, though, I wanted to point out to you all. Did you hear what the brother said about the fact that one of the commissioners who was part of it was able to resign? But he was able to resign, and $2 million worth of equipment walked out with him. Now, in my mind, to myself, I would say to myself, self, what would he do with $2 million worth of equipment? And then when you find out he got a contract and started a new business and his contract is with the city, so that's kind of how it works. Like if you own the team, then you get a graceful exit and they say, look, man, we need you to take one for the team, but here's how we're going to fix it. And that is what you just saw. That's what you heard. Now, that's what you would hear behind the scenes, you know, but I keep telling you, I'm not a journalist. I am a political operative, and I give you perspective from that. However, it is important. Journalism has become more and more and more important, and real journalism has become, with everything going on in the city of Chicago, state, and country, it has become more important. And where do we get information? Where do we go to get facts? Who can we trust when it comes to finding out what's going on behind the scenes? I asked the social media question of the day with 14 candidates in the mayor's race. 14 potentially. How do we how can we effectively elect the mayor? If 14 candidates were in a 2-hour debate, 2 hours, you're not getting 2 hours of network time. That's 8.7 minutes if there's no overruns. You can't make a decision for mayor like that, so you've got to find, oh yeah, and you know if I was moderating, I'm taking 20 of that myself. So where do you go? Where do you go when you are looking to find information? Well, guys, family, I want to tell you about a new organization that I have joined. As a matter of fact, I have joined the board of directors of, it is the Center for Illinois Politics. And it is a bipartisan collection of thought leaders, political, you know what, how about this? Instead of me trying to describe it, why don't I turn this over to our guest today, Miss Carrie Lester. Now, Carrie Lester is the editor of the Center for Illinois Politics, which is our website. But Carrie, welcome, first of all, to the WVON Morning Show. How are you?
I'm great. It's awesome to be here.
It is awesome to have you here. Now, so Carrie, first of all, tell us a little bit about let's start here. Tell us about the Center for Illinois Politics, and then tell us about how you became the editor.
All right. Well, we'll start with the center, and as you know well, Illinois is a pretty messed up place politically, right? There are a lot of different reform-oriented sites out there, right? There's the Illinois Policy Institute, there's a Campaign for Political Reform, there's Reboot Illinois, there's a million of them, and so what is another one going to do, being thrown into the mix? But I was really intrigued by this because, and I'll tell you a little bit more about myself later, I worked as a reporter for years for the Associated Press in the Daily Herald.
That's the AP, y'all. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and I worked down in Springfield as the bureau chief in the state capitol, and two of my best sources came from both sides of the aisle. Susan Garrett was a state senator that was a Democrat from Lake Forest, and John Milner is a former senator who was a police chief from Elmhurst. And they were good at reaching across the aisle, talking past the partisan noise, and I could always rely on both of them to help me understand some issues. And so they put their heads together, and they formed the Center for Illinois Politics. And instead of having one partisan slant or another, their aim is to educate people about voting trends using data. So, you know, if you look at the New York Times 538 site, they take data and they crunch it in ways that are digestible and understandable, and they help people to understand races in totally new ways. And Susan and John want to do that in Illinois.
So let me tell you. So Susan and John, I actually had the opportunity when I was a lobbyist in Springfield to do a little work with both of them. And when they approached me about joining the Center for Illinois Politics, I was kind of like, you know me, first question out of my mouth, what's in it for the black people? What do we get out of it? But then I thought to myself, here is the opportunity to participate, for us to participate at the board level in the information and getting the kind of stories not only that appeal to general market, but having a say in the stories that would appeal to our community, and us being able to have a source of complete information that we could take a look at.
Yeah, and there are a couple of things maybe that are neat about it. And first of all, there's this bipartisan board, and it's got yourself,
Doma T. Pongo is on the board too, guys.
Doma T. Pongo, and they review articles that we write so that they have this stamp of fairness. You got Republicans, you got Democrats, you got people from all different sides of the political spectrum looking at them with a critical eye. So that's really good. And on top of that, it is a really interactive site where you can take, you know, voter-specific data. You can figure out how much money is going to your alderman and from who and at what time, and in ways that the State Board of Elections site and the Illinois Comptroller's website and others are a little bit more cumbersome.
So, Carrie, I am excited because the first story, we launched this Sunday, and the first story that launched was the story of campaign finance for the women of color in the race. Now, you know I'm not a big woman, you know me. I'm black, white, Latino, but this is a very unique race because there are literally for no other there are women of color in this race. And I thought it was an interesting take because they compared the women of color with Jane Byrne and how Jane Byrne played out in her race. And so when we come back, I want to talk about that because it was funny at our first board meeting, the diverse opinions on how people even viewed Jane Byrne. Like in our community, I was like, hold on, we don't like no Jane Byrne. And on the other side, they were like, she's a champion for women. And I thought it was a great opportunity for us to examine that race, but also put it in perspective. So we'll talk about that article. Plus, we also just had a new press release that says that Illinois just broke the campaign spending record in this gubernatorial race. We'll talk about it all when we come back after traffic and the weather. Good stuff. You okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right. So look, let me. No worries, no worries. So we're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So what I want you to do is, if you can do me a favor so that people can see you, is talk into it like this, so that because this is covering your whole entire face. Okay.
No worries.
So so where did you in the city or did you? Okay.
Like by DePaul.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad.
Did you take Lakeshore or did you take Dan Ryan?
I took Lakeshore.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, Lakeshore. Lakeshore would have been much better coming south.
It was easy, nice curve around the university.
Yes.
So, do you live near here?
No, I live in the West Loop. It was like.
So what time do you have to be here?
Well, I have to be here. The rule is 5 minutes to 6. I'm here at like 5:50 usually every day. I usually try to do my prep the night before and have a skeleton. And then if there's anything that breaks, like we do headlines, and then I'll go in depth. One of the things we were just talking about, I don't know if you heard the one we just did with ProPublica, the story we did with ProPublica, and they partner with WBZ. We would probably like to partner with the center and release some stories jointly as well, where we can do it, and then we can do like a version of it we can bring into the story.
You're so right. Like, you know, you don't want to just appeal to one sector of Chicago. And
Yeah.
So, you know, if we can build trust within, you know, other neighborhoods that, you know, haven't seen investigations is readily, that would be awesome.
Yes. Well, I think that's part of what appealed to me about being a part of something like this, because so many times we see it, and I'm always taking the information and then kind of interpreting it for what it looks like if you were to put it in context for us. And so I think it's great. Like, I really even just think the interesting part of, like, Jane Byrne, like, I was amazed even, honestly, I didn't even know there were people who had positive thoughts about Jane Byrne until Susanna Mendoza was like, I'm naming her daughter my campaign chair. And I'm like, oh, well, you just crossed out the whole entire black community.
Right, she has no idea.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like,
people exist in these bubbles, and yeah, I grew up on the Northwest Side. I don't think I have Jane Byrne haters, so like, but it made me.
But was he a daily guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And so, you know, I was like, okay, you know, like, and then talk about money. That was another thing, and I can talk about this. It blew my mind, right? She raised $10 million, which is a lot. But then I did this calculation for inflation. That would be $25 million today, and it mostly came from people who had contracts with the city. So it's like she got all this criticism from Washington. The other thing I'd like to talk about, if that's okay, I looked at voter turnout during in the 1983 race. It was at 82%. Like, it's like less than half that today, right?
Right.
A third.
And I think we got 50. I think we tickled 53 in this last gubernatorial race.
Okay.
But
that's a general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think you can take this Jane Byrne story, go where you want to go with it.
Okay.
Right? I'll just bring up the story and then you can just go into it and we'll go into it. All right? Favorite girl, excuse me for the moment. I'm in another world on a mountain. It was fighting. They were moving everywhere with Venus and with Cupid. A picture's very clear. Hang a sign up on the door. I said, don't disturb this groove. The way to tell you that I'm so into you. The feeling's so real. Don't disturb this groove. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson, and sitting in with me is my cousin. That's my cousin Warren Nim, and she is in the building, and we are talking to Carrie Lester. She is the editor of the Center for Illinois Politics. Now, y'all say, how did the Center for Illinois Politics get here? Well, first of all, it's a brand new organization that I am a board member of, but check it out. Our very own Doma D Tizzle is also a board member, and y'all know that I'm going to tell you, first meeting that I attended was already an electric meeting because we were trying to decide the story to tell. And Carrie, we came up with the story. We talked about comparing the fundraising sources of women of color in this race compared to Jane Byrne. Break that down to me. How do we get to this?
We were looking for something different, something that the papers, the Tribune, the Sun-Times, the Daily Herald have not had time to dive into, and we're a data site, so we want to sing about the fact that we're good with data. So what hadn't been covered, you know? And we looked at this big field of candidates and who's dominating the race. Women of color. This is new. This is something for the first time. So I started to think about if we looked at the money, what kind of stories did that tell about each candidate? So Toni Preckwinkle, turns out you can kind of bill her as the traditionally progressive candidate. She has a lot of money from service unions like SEIU, and she has a lot of money from big name progressive donors like Fred Eichner, who was one of the big forces behind legalizing gay marriage in the state a few years back. Susanna Mendoza, some people say, oh, she's the Madigan candidate. Well, if you look at money, you really could make that argument because she has a lot of money from the Democratic Party of Illinois, from the labor unions, from the trades, which is in the trial attorneys, which are traditional Madigan fundraisers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Amara Enya, and she has money almost entirely from Chance the Rapper and Kanye West, which is pretty cool. She got a $400,000 donation the other day from Chance, and that is the single largest donation to any candidate in the field. So it's cool. You're learning things, and you compare that with Byrne, who in 1983 raised $10 million.
$10 million.
That's a lot of money in this race right now. But then if you adjust it for inflation, guess how much that is? $25 million.
Wow.
So the criticism.
That's Rahm money. That is straight Rahm money.
And she got a lot of criticism at the time from Harold Washington, who said, you know, that Byrne was kind of forcing their hand by having city contractors contribute to her campaign. And he said, you know, I have a lot more individuals who are donating small amounts of money, and I may not have as big a war chest, but it means more in the end. So it was neat to look back in that race and peel off the top and kind of look at those sources and what it not only said about these candidates, but what it said about her. So I learned something.
So, Carrie, let me ask you, because, you know, you mentioned Toni Preckwinkle based on her donations as being could be looked at as the progressive candidate. Do you think with everything that's coming out with, and I don't know if this is where you go, but looking at where the new sources of money have come from, has that compromised her progressive credentials, especially these associations with Ed Burke?
I think the Ed Burke indictment has been the most damaging to Preckwinkle of any candidate. I mean, I think that, you know, she likes to build herself as progressive and ethical, and this was damning to find out that she was the individual that he was hitting somebody up for a donation for. Even if she said she wasn't involved, she now has that stamp, that association with that trouble, and I don't think it's something she wants.
Now, let me ask you about when we talk about money, where are we seeing, so what role do you think this money is going to play in raising the prominence of the women of color candidates?
Well, I think that it's showing that they're heavy hitters, right? They're not just you you can't just dismiss them as the female candidates or the candidates of color. They're big players, and you're also seeing how these donations are changing as the race goes on. You had Lori Lightfoot, who I failed to mention.
Yes.
Former federal prosecutor.
Now, where was her money coming from?
Right. So when she stepped into the race, she's an openly gay candidate, and she said, you know, I'm going to get these national LGBT donations. And yet you look at her money, and that has largely gone to Preckwinkle. So she's drawn on some family funds, she's drawn on a few small individual donations from the gay and lesbian community, but it hasn't been as large as she had advertised a few months ago. And her donations have kind of dried up in recent months.
Are there any with the size of donations? Let me ask you that, because when you look at how much money the women candidates have raised, can the inference be that they could be actually bought by, I don't know if it's bought, but I guess when you get $2 million and you got $3 million and $2 million come from one person or two people, will they be running the government? Should we be worried that, again, because here's what I would say. When I look at where the money comes from, I look at what the interests of the people are. So if I look at Toni Preckwinkle and I see that her money has come from SEIU and the teachers union, can I infer, are there inferences that we can make? If we look at Susana Mendoza and labor, can we infer, are there things that we can infer?
Well, I suppose it's a very good question. I suppose you have to watch these candidates closely and the policy statements they make on the heels of getting that money. You know, I don't want to make a blanket criticism that they're bought and paid for. You could say that about anybody. You know, Bill Daley is the top fundraiser in the mayoral race. He has raised about $4.1 million, and most of his money has come from business interests. A lot of them outside Illinois. So you can make that allegation of women or men, but you really want to make sure it's fair before you hand that down.
So I'm going to tell you, when we do the WVON morning show, I'm never fair. That's why I'm so glad that we've got a board that can kind of balance it out, but we also are able to push, to be able to just make sure that we're looking at the whole thing. You got a new story. I just got a press release. We got another story coming up. Talk to me about the gubernatorial spending this race.
So we all knew that there was a lot of money flying around here, and it just gets worse and worse and worse each election cycle, right? So Ronner, I know that when he jumped into the re-election campaign, everybody's eyebrows were raised because he put in $50 million of his own money. I cannot imagine having that much money, one, and I can't imagine wanting to put that towards a political campaign if I did, too. But then J.B. Pritzker jumps in, and he put in over $170 million in money to his campaign fund. So we looked at the spending, we looked at the in-kind contributions, which is when, you know, businesses come in and they host a fundraiser for a candidate, and it broke a national record that was held since 2010 by California. And that was the Jerry Brown Meg Whitman race, where Jerry Brown ultimately beat Whitman, who was the Hewlett Packard CEO. So California was at 280 million, and now if you count these in-kind contributions, Illinois is at 282 million. If you don't count the in-kind, they still beat California. So we're a record holder here.
When you break that down, can you do me a favor? Can we just look at what the minority spend was during that?
Yeah.
Can we look at and see how much money went to by race and by gender, possibly? Because I think that'd be an interesting story to tell as well.
Absolutely.
Look, Carrie, I can't wait. I am so excited about this board. It is the Center for Illinois Politics. Tell people how they can find you.
You can find us on Twitter, CNTR4IL Politics, and online we're center4ilpolitics.org.
Hey,
Check us out.
that is Carrie Lester. She is our editor. And look, when we come back, how much money you think you need to retire? I used to say $1 million. Man, and I did the math. That would only be $37,000 a year. I need that a month. Look, it's the Talk of Chicago. We'll be back after traffic, news, and the weather. Carrie, awesome.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah.
No.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you were good.
Yeah, that was good.
You never know, you know, if you're saying interesting things.
Oh,
You
yes,
were.
you were.
I think I liked it because you made it make sense.
Why move that mic?
He's so
Push
high
that
energy,
mic.
so.
Push that mic out of her way.
Oh,
Okay.
God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You wake up like that in the morning? Oh.
No, I don't speak until 6:50.
There you go.
I don't it's like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't even turn, and then at 7, it's like, I feel like a performer sometimes when they say, like, I could be in the worst mood or whatever, but when they play that music, it's like, I turn on, and it's like showtime.
Well, you're clearly having fun.
And I do enjoy it. I do think though that I think that one of the things that would really, like, if you broke down the spending, but then we looked at categories like what media, whatever, and then looked at kind of the different segments, black, white, Asian, Latino, white women, I think it would be interesting to every group. And I think what you could look at is where the money was spent. How much of that money was spent in state? Yeah. Think about the fact that what would that have done to the local economy of a $170 million infusion? Yeah. I bet you if you look at that money, besides salaries, it was all out of state.
That's awesome. And you're coming to the board meeting Monday?
Yes.
So, yeah, I have another one to pitch about CTU and like their contract demands and how that might affect the race.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's talk.
Okay, sounds good.
We need to come up with a song, or she's playing Selena.
Selena? Oh, no. What's a good morning music choice?
Ooh. Why you gonna wait till now?
I know, it's like, cause she put me on the spot.
Is that last person calling in?
No, he's supposed to be here. Rendell Solomon. Okay, I'm putting the camera on you. I'm about to go get the song.
Did you pick a song? I'm sorry.
No, I'm going over there to do it.
No, you gonna pick a song.
Okay.
Pick a song.
Be a song picker.
Did y'all enjoy this? I actually liked her. She was actually, because y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, sometimes the politics stuff, it makes my head hurt because it's like so much information, but I like the way she like broke it down. And you know, I was too young to really understand Chamber, but shout out to her for raising $10 million back then. You know, I was very young. I think she was like in like 84, 85, so I probably was like 10 years old or something like that. But shout out to her for raising that money. Shiny money. Okay, y'all, it's 8:30, almost 8:35. It's almost time to get up out of here. James Matthew, who are you talking about? Hit him up, Tupac, Maze Jackson, Algebra 1. That's funny. Oh, y'all trying to give Maze like suggestions for songs? Ooh, this coffee got me through this morning. I'm not gonna lie. It was. I'm gonna call in. Oh, you gonna call in? Oh, that means you late, Rendell. That means you're late. If you're like texting right here on Facebook Live right now, that means you are not here and you are late. Why can't you be here? How you saying that at 8:35? You knew at 8 o'clock you weren't gonna be here. You saying that at 8:35? Hey, Mr. Kelly Fox. How is Rendell? You're supposed to be here at you 8:35. You knew at 7:30 you was not gonna be here. You should have told us then. That's funny. Todd said call back. He busy. He knew at 7:30 he wasn't gonna be here talking about he can't make it at 8:35. It's only 25 minutes before we go off the air. You better have your what's that little yellow book called, like that Cliff Notes version. When they come back on air, you better have your Cliff Note version ready, because you May's probably gonna only give you 30 seconds, because you know he likes to do these long intros. So you probably gonna have like 30 seconds to do your whole finance thing or whatever you're talking about. Oh, that is funny. Dun, dun, dun. Rendell, is Todd picking up? You said I'm giving you a hard time. Let me know if he pick up the phone. You on the phone now. I don't see it's coming on the prompter. They're going to put you on hold. Wait for the music. No, you won't wait. He on the phone. Can I just tell y'all something about when I was at the inauguration, like one of my highs, and it's so funny. Like I got sheroes. Like everybody know I love Nikki Hayes. That's my shero. And then I just love me some Kim Fox. Can I just tell y'all that? Like I think because I only like knew her like just from Facebook, and I voted for her of course because I just thought she was smart. But real talk, like she is like my shero. That I don't know if you guys were seeing on the radio when that time when all y'all sitting up there complaining, talking about the things that went on with that one, unfortunately, that one security guard. But when she called in, that's what I love, when people step to the platform and be like, let me just tell you what's about to happen. So I really love it. So shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Fox. Yes. Put Al Jarreau, Al Jarreau, we're trying to crank up. We're not trying to soothe with Al Jarreau right now. There has to be something cranking. It's 8:35. Al Jarreau should have came around at 6:30 hour. 6:30 time. Al Jarreau be giving you that. He be scatting all over the place. Just saying. I don't know about Al Jarreau right now at 8:35. Yes, them foxes are the best, baby. So y'all ready for that snow? Y'all ready for that snow? I hope y'all ready for that snow.
Let it snow.
Rendell, you working on your retirement. You should have worked on getting here on time.
He ain't even coming in. Now he trying to call in. Shay.
You're going to be put on hold.
Right, you going to wait for a minute now.
Wait. Talking about he working on his retirement. Should have worked on being here at 8:30. Play City Girls. Y'all give me some names of songs I've never even heard of.
I'm about to go there. This is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. They're doing the butt. Hey, Africa Porter. Sexy. I can do that. They did that at that Vince Adams. He killed it. Woo! I got it in. Doing the butt.
Sexy.
Hey.
When you get that motion, put the back, feel the motion. Ow, doing the butt. Y'all ain't ready for me.
Whoa.
Hey, can I talk to you for a moment?
You just went from Al Jarreau to what?
Tonight is gonna be so intense. Your first name's Ricky.
Was that a Baptist version? What you just
Last name Bill.
That's like a Dr. Watts. Oh, grocery shop.
Smile.
That's why Rendell.
Smile for me, baby. tears I see drop from your eyes. Tell me why you cry. Guilt I feel when you look at me, girl. Did I let you down? Girl, you see that I apologize. So tell me what to do to get through to you. I know it's not the same. I know I was to blame. So tell me when will I see you smile? Tell me when will I see you smile again? 'Cause I know I messed up, baby, and I know you're fed up. See you smile again. 'Cause I know I messed up, baby, and I know you're fed up, sugar. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson, and that is the Next Level Morning Music Choice. That is Tell Me When Will I See You Smile Again, the WWW Boot City remix. So y'all know nothing about that. That was when the internet, when the Boot City remix came out. Y'all remember when Poison came out, the first album, and then they did the remix, and it was in all the videos, and that's when, I'm going to tell you, BBD, in my estimation, like led the transition of the merger of hip-hop and R&B. And I feel like they were the first ones to, like Michael Bivins, he couldn't sing for nothing, but he was the coolest dude ever, right? Yeah, I agree. And so I remember when all these Boot City videos would come out, man, you'd be running to the TV. The next thing you know, you running around with your overalls, spray painted, airbrushed, got one hanging out, you know what I'm saying, getting a crazy hat. They remember ABC, Another Bad Creation. There you saw Boys to Men. Think about what this era launched. And then I'm gonna tell you, they was Jodeci before Jodeci. It's the top. The remixes, the whole thing. But that is the Next Level Morning Music Choice, brought to you by Next Level Health. Along with providing Medicaid health insurance, Next Level Health is here to educate the public about current healthcare concerns, Medicaid, and changes to the health insurance system. So call Next Level Health, 844-807-9734. Or visit the website, nextlevelhealthillinois.com, for more information. Also, follow us on social media at Next Level Health Illinois. It is the Talk of Chicago. My cousin Juan is sitting there with me. And Juan, I was thinking about my retirement. And I was thinking, back in the day, I used to be like, how much money do I need to retire? And I was like, $1 million. $1 million. I bet if you walk around and people say, I give you $1 million for your retirement, would that be enough? And I did the math, and say you live 20 years past your retirement and you had $1 million, that would be like $37,000 a year. Do you know what you could do with $37,000 a year? Not much. Not much. So, here to talk to us today about what we should be thinking about for our retirement is Rendell Solomon. Now, Rendell currently works as a private equity investor and also runs a nonprofit called One Stock, One Future, where he teaches kids about stocks, and his organization gives away company stock to young people under 18. He speaks regularly on various financial literacy issues and often posting on social media, trying to get people to budget, save, manage credit, and invest. WVON family, welcome my guy, Rendell Solomon. Rendell, what's up, man?
Oh, man.
What's up? And Rendell, in the studio with me is my cousin, Juan. Make sure you...
man, she been giving me a hard time because I'm not there.
Right, Rendell, because you know how the brothers do. Everybody want to do the morning show till the morning comes.
Yeah, I told morning, you at 7 o'clock.
Right. Everybody want to do the morning show till the morning come. When that alarm clock off, they be like, you know, I do like.
Be a beast. Stay up until it's time to and stay up like I did.
But Rendell, so talk to us, man. I was thinking about. I've been thinking about my retirement a lot lately. Not that I plan on retiring anytime soon, but looking at my little nest egg, and I was thinking, man, I have a really interesting lifestyle that I don't know if my nest egg is big enough. So talk to me about, first of all, how do you know if you've got enough money for retirement? Is there a calculation that you can use, or what do I know? How do I know I'm on the right path?
Absolutely. Great questions. Great questions. Thanks for having me on, Maze. How's it going, Juan? Sorry I had to be at my real job today working on my retirement. So
see how they do? When they say, that's how they do. They be trying to, you see, I see how you did that right there. Oh, look, this is what they do. Then when you jump on somebody, they be like, yeah, my auntie had passed away, and so I was fixing up the Go ahead, bro.
Yesterday.
Right.
Let's take a step back, Maze. The issue with looking at retirement, there's two very scary issues that we first have to realize we have to address, right? It's the discussion about money, which is always scary to people, and then, of course, our own mortality, which is particularly in our community something that people don't want to deal with. To talk about retirement money means you have to think about when you're going to start working, getting older, and at some point dying when you won't need that money anymore. And it's that last part that people, for whatever reason, don't want to deal with, right? So we got to first get past that. This is a real conversation. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. You might as well address it for yourself and your family. As for your nest egg, there are calculators. It's hard to do in your head. A lot of variables involved in thinking about how much you need for retirement. You touched on them all already, Maze. You mentioned how old you are. You mentioned when you want to start working. You mentioned your lifestyle. So all those items come into the calculation, and you can actually go online, and there are retirement calculators where you can just start plugging in numbers. You can plug in your current income. You can plug in how old you want to be when you retire, your current age. You can plug in how much money you need each month. And the calculator will say, okay, based on that, this is how much you're going to need in retirement. And you may be surprised at some of the numbers. You see, I'm looking at mine right now, and it looks like it's well over $4 million, and I'm nowhere close.
So, Rendell, how you know when you ain't got enough? What happens when you put the numbers in and you realize you don't have enough, and then you're looking at the time and the salary that you're making, and you say, uh-oh.
Right.
This ain't working. What do I do then? You know what? I'm going to have you hold that thought because I got to go to traffic and weather. And when I come back, you'll answer that question. And then I want you to give me 3 keys to getting better prepared for our retirement. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's Rendell Solomon, Maze Jackson, and my cousin Juan is in the building. She brought her forehead and everything.
More of The Morning Show with Maze Jackson coming up on the Talk of Chicago.
Where's Tokisha Tharp? So then she had her job too. Yeah. Look, when they be trying to do it, like when somebody, look, you ever had somebody try to turn the table on you when they wrong? Look, you know, just say I couldn't make it today. I overslept.
Don't say I ain't be at work. You
checking on my retirement. Right.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
You could have took your young.
All my troubles seem so far away.
What is the website? What website?
Now it seems.
Thank you. Hey Juan. He said, "Hey Juan, going out the room." What website, Wilson, are you looking for? I'm not sure I know what website. Oh, you talking about you could just Google, I think, a retirement calculation, I think. That's what you're talking about. You could just Google one. Needwallet.com. What's needwallet.com, Rendell? What's that? Is that you said that on air? Oh, for the financial calendar. I guess Rendell, he put it in there for you. Nerd wallet or need wallet? You put nerd, Rendell. First you put need, then you put nerd. I think it's need, N-E-E-D, not N-E-R-D. Nerd wallet or is it need wallet? You put both. Which one is it? That's all I'm saying. Nerd. Oh, Al. Okay. Dang, Al, you didn't have to put that in all caps like you screaming at me. I get it. You could have wrote it in small letters. A small N would have been okay, or at least a capital N with a small E-R-D. You didn't have to go nerd real like in all caps. I'm woke. Let's see now. And then Kane gonna come back and write it all out for y'all. There you go.
Damn right. All my troubles seem so far away.
Oh, I love Sip and Savor, but Sip and Savor is not open at 5:30 when I need to.
It's very few people open. You know, if you call the black people, be like, could you be at the coffee shop?
I love Trey. Sip and Savor is one of my favorite coffee houses, but they're not open early enough for me to go grab a coffee. And you know, I be trying to come in here last minute, so they're like the other way from my house, so I would have to go backwards.
Everybody wants you, look, they want you to buy black. It's hard to buy black when you're going south.
Hello.
Okay, we're back. All my troubles, they seem so far away. Listen to how cold Sonya is.
Oh.
That's your money.
That's key.
Woo! Let's make it last forever and ever. Know that I love it. Love me. Let me hear you tell me you love me. Let me hear you say you never leave me. Ooh, girl, that can make you feel so right. Let me hear you tell me you want me. Let me hear you say you'll never leave me, baby, until the morning light. That much I love you. Let me tell you, girl, I really need you, baby, to make it alright. No one but you, baby, can make me feel the way you make me feel. Whoa. Man, that I love it. The love make it last forever and ever.
And ever.
Your touch is wonderful. Your glove
is so marvelous.
Joy, that's what I feel when I'm with you. Let me, no one, sorry, could compare to what we had. Love, it feels so good. I'm so glad you're mine. Whoa. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. It was a concert going on in this studio. I don't know if the cats was howling, but it was a concert going on. But y'all, on the live line, it is Rendell Solomon here to give us some tips on what happens if you look at your retirement calculator and you realize that your money is not going to last forever. What do you do there? What do you do? Hell yeah.
Talk about it with basic levels of finance. You got to understand your budget today, and then you also have to understand what your budget's going to look like in retirement. If you do that calculation in the formula and you realize you don't have enough, you have to reevaluate where your expenses are so you can lower those today to help you save more, which will get you closer to that number. And this one is not directly related to retirement, but I got to throw it out there because it's such a huge financial issue in our community. Life insurance, Maze. Life insurance, life insurance, life insurance, life insurance. I cannot say it enough. There's nothing that frustrates me more than watching GoFundMes for funeral expenses in our community. And too often, particularly in our community, we're passing money up instead of passing money down. And that's not the fault of our elders. They weren't taught. We got to change that going forward. We can't be passing money up when our elders pass away. It's supposed to go the other way around.
Man, that's a great one. Let me tell you what. I don't like the GoFundMe funerals either. I just feel like that's not my job.
That's not my job.
I feel like, man, Charlie, you putting that burden on me to bury someone. And I do, and not to say that there aren't hardship issues, but I do think like people have now come to this point where we all got to share in the collective responsibility. Everybody, I got to take care of me and mine so that they're not. I want to be in a position where my children are not a burden to anybody. But let me think backwards, Rendell. What about this one? And then I know we got to go. Sure. A lot of us our age are now starting to find out we have to care for our parents. Right. How do you plan for that?
And that is a whole other topic in and of itself. I'm, addressing that right now with my sisters and my cousin, helping cover our granny. And I love my granny. Y'all see me post her online all the time. Now, she's not going to hear this, so hopefully she doesn't get embarrassed. But unfortunately, Granny wasn't in position to develop a retirement account. Granny's retirement income is Social Security, so I haven't talked about that a whole lot. But make sure you understand where Social Security is going to be at the age you expect to retire. It's going to decrease, but there should still be funds there in the future, just not as much. So that'll be part of your income as well. But that's essentially her entire retirement right there, is the check she gets every month from the United States government. And me and my cousins and my sisters supplement that when she needs. And so that's part of it. You have to talk to your family members to figure out how you care for those elders.
Hey, Rendell, you know what? The other thing that we did not get a chance to talk about is your one stock, one future.
Stock, one future, yes, sir.
I want to do a session. I want you to have it when you have your next one, and we want to get some of our listeners involved. Yeah, Rendell helps young people buy stocks, gets them their first share of stock, and teaches them about investment. We gotta start. I talk about economics, about taking the bag from the government, but how do we start to build our own wealth? Rendell, we'll have you back to talk about that, but I want to thank you for being here today, even though you were supposed to be in the studio, brother.
Next time I'm there, Maze, I promise. I'm going to have the people listen to sharecropper.shareholder.com to hear more about the story.
Hey, that is it. That is our guy, Rendell Solomon. Rendell, we appreciate you, man, and all the good things you're doing in the neighborhood.
Anytime. Take care, Juan. Take care.
Right.
Thank you, Rendell. Hey, Rendell sound official. I think we might have to get him so we could get us like him and Linnell. No, like
Linnell, yeah.
Right there. We gonna have we gotta have a motivational money. We gonna get the whole thing together. Juan, you know what?
Yes.
I'm kind of mad at you.
Why?
Because you're not coming back tomorrow.
I know. I gotta go to sleep.
You can go to sleep now, no? Saying go to sleep and come on back. Now, I'm going to tell you what, though. The brave chick, Erica Bracey, will be back. And I'm going to tell you, I love Erica. Her spirit is wonderful.
What she does for women, people with cancer, she's amazing.
Yes, she is.
She's amazing.
Juan, what else is cracking? Hey, man, look, Juan, can you tell these people how fun it's going to be at my birthday? Because it's going to be
so much fun.
Because the freehand is off the chain, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we got the whole flow.
You do.
We got the whole flow. I got a live band coming.
Oh, do you?
I got, man, y'all don't even understand. It's going down. It's going to be, so, and people don't seem to understand it's $275 all in. That's all in. You ain't got to pay for nothing else. That's it. That includes your room, too, yo. That's everything. Everything all in. So don't think you gotta pay for something extra. You know what you're gonna come. Juan gonna be mad because we're gonna come down to the lobby. Y'all cannot come down to the lobby in your bonnets.
No.
No bonnets in PJs. Can we have a pajama party in the lobby though?
Yeah.
Come on.
Probably, yeah, but not no bonnets.
How about I'm gonna wear my feet in pajamas too.
I love that.
I got feet in. We should have a pajama party in the Freehand Hotel. Oh, wait, like in the bar. Look, and I'm gonna go get me a broken shake. I'm gonna break some shakers. Hey, y'all, it's 15% off all your drinks, too. But I'm going to have me a little, Brian, I think I'm going to have me we're going to have like an open bar up in the penthouse. It's going down.
There you go.
Hey, man. Freehand Hotel. All right. So, for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for Miss Sonia Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. Y'all, to all of our guests, all of them, we had a packed house. Hey, man, Black City employees, city workers. Man, hit me on my inbox. I want to start compiling these stories because we're going to get y'all free. For my cousin, Juan Teague, she is in the building going home to get us some sleep.
Yes, thanks for having me.
I am the host of the WVON Morning Show, and if you don't like it, you can still tell them. May said, we out of here. Peace. Good stuff. Juan, he said yes to the meeting. So we just got, he said, yeah, we just got to get his schedule. You said you have to have it by next Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I am going to copy you on the email with Peg and Eileen today.
Okay.
And then you all can get it and just make sure I'm there.